Hill forts. All right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, lovely peoples, GOG peoples of the world. Welcome to Pen and Pixels. It is episode 468. I am your host, Arvin Elleron. This is the show that we do here either around 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern or around 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern, depending on what we're playing that day. And what we're playing this day is more D&D with By the Dice Roll as we play Ghosts of Saltmarsh as we head on towards what is looking like the end game. I am very excited to be with the entire crew today. Just before I get there, a couple of quick reminders. First of all, if you have not already done so, please follow us here on GogCom's Twitch channel. Secondly, if you have not already done so, please make sure to subscribe to us here on GogCom's Twitch channel, and please as well consider clicking through to our individual channels because we have our own Patreons and subsystems and stuff like that as well. I am super excited for today because we're going to be continuing with Ghosts of Saltmarsh. We will get back into some more Neverwinter Nights, Doom of Icewind Dale next week, but this week we are here on Ghosts of Saltmarsh territory, and I do want to mention quickly that this coming Friday at Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, for those of you who live in the tri-state area of the United States, at 4 p.m. Eastern, we will have the finale of my actual play show called Hearthglow, featuring C.S.E. Cooney, Carlos Hernandez, Adam Petrosino, who is a Sacred Heart student, that's why we're able to play at Sacred Heart, and one Mr. Zach Clay. I am very excited for this because it is the culmination of about a 5 to 6 month campaign basically that we've been doing, which is set in my Forbidden Library universe, basically between parts 2, which is known as Return to the Forbidden Library, and part 3, which is Beyond the Forbidden Library. Beyond the Forbidden Library is what we're going to be doing on Friday, April 11th. So I'm super excited about that. If you're in the area, please stop by. It is free to attend. It is free to park. It's at the Shine Auditorium at Sacred Heart. I don't know if it'll be live streamed. I can't promise it. Maybe, but no guarantees. So if you were in the area, that is the best chance to be able to come and see it, and we would love to have you all there. Otherwise, I am super excited to be back with the incredible crew. I am going to unmute myself and apologize for anyone I interrupted because I couldn't hear them, and then I'm going to unmute them. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to head over to reveal to you the full crew. They are all here. And they, especially the Welsh ones, know what they did. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm very, very jealous and mad that I was not given information by my alleged friends about something cool about their place. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to explain it to you. It is, however, great to see everyone here, and I will start with the person on the left side of the screen, and that, of course, is the awesome and amazing Pyron Jade. It is great to see you, Pyron. Welcome, welcome. Pyron is keeping us all honest with writing groups, so we're all going to be kept honest thanks to that. How you doing, Pyron? How's life with you? Who are you playing today?
I'm doing quite well. The kids are on Easter vacation, so lots of kids around. They're doing cool vacation stuff, and it's finally gotten a bit warmer, so I'm doing gardening stuff, and it's okay right now.
Mm-hmm. It's chill.
I don't want to jinx it, but it's spring. It's springtime, and it feels like it, and let's not jinx it in any way.
Gotcha.
So I'm playing Waves Crashing Against Rocks, the Kenku Paladin, dex-based Paladin for those who are hoping for a tank. Nope, no tank here. And currently we're going dungeon crawling, and everyone who knows me knows I like dungeon crawlers. Ultima Underworld, Legend of Grimrock. I just like dungeon crawling. I could mention so many more games. They're awesome games, dungeon crawling games. Go dungeon crawling, everyone. So let's hope nobody dies. But hey, that's just the risk if you go dungeon crawling.
That's right. I mean, nothing happened last week last time that would have given us any thought that there would be any real danger in walking down these hallways. But we'll talk about that during the recap. Always a pleasure to have Pyron with us. Always a pleasure to have Darksaber 2K with us. As I always say, Saber, thank you so much for doing the dashboard and the MooBot. I appreciate it. Yes. So again, I will explain just this part of it, which is that I found out, chat, I am followed by a Green MP, a former Green MP from Wales, Meg Shepherd Foster, who is a fantasy author as well. I assume that's why she followed me. And so I followed her back. And I was like, I find politics in the UK much more interesting and sane than my politics anyway, in the US. So I was like, okay, cool. And so she had posted a map of hill forts in Wales, and like literally describing large hill forts, medium hill forts, small hill forts. The whole place is just riddled with hill forts. And so I tell this to my quote friends, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, like we'll get to that, especially with Bruce. Like, oh, I worked at a hill fort. Yeah, I live in a hill fort. I made it. My name is Hill Fort." I was like, "Can I have a hill fort?" They're like, "Well, it's not many castles." I'm like, freaking hill fort. So anyway, Saber, I've known you for a long time, but I guess it's fine. You can just play Final Fantasy and not like casually mention, by the way, I live near hill forts. So thanks.
I mention castles all the time.
But that's not it's hill forts. Hill forts. Anyway, how you doing, Saber? How's life with you and who are you playing?
I'm very good, thank you. I was at a castle today, as a matter of fact.
God damn it. Disadvantage on everything.
But yeah, I'm very happy to be back with the full crew as well. Always a pleasure. And it's great to be back as Morthiel Gorgonians, who may be regretting suggesting we come down here. I think I kind of talked everyone into this. But on the other hand, it is a very well-made Death Trap dungeon. It's very impressive, the craftsmanship.
I really admire what you've done with the place as you're like lying on spikes and everything. Yeah. Speaking of which, just for everybody in general in chat as well, if you haven't already done so, I forget who posted this and if it was one of these fine folks. I don't think it was any of you. I heard a BBC interview with Sir Ian Livingston about the Fighting Fantasy books, including, of course, Death Trap Dungeon. It's really, really interesting to hear about that they lived in a van for 3 months because they didn't have any money for Games Workshop to do the thing. Yeah, like I thought that was just super cool. And there's a book called Dice Men that he wrote that I have to read, which is also about that stuff. I haven't read it.
Got it.
Do you have it? Oh, man.
I've got it. It's back there.
It's such...
See, the Welsh people, again, they have it.
Again, yeah, you read it in a hill fort, didn't you? Did you read it in a hill fort? God damn it.
I was giving it in a hill fort. By a different hill fort.
Hill fort. Anyway, but yeah, so very excited I want to just recommend it for everybody. But otherwise, yeah, we're here and ready to go with the craftsmanship and the whole bit, and Morthwill will definitely be checking into those, I am sure. But always a pleasure to have Saber with us. Also a pleasure to have Wholesome Gaming with us back in the seat. He was not with us last time, so they were kind of like, yeah, and then there's this thing that happened. And he's like, what happened? Like, well, you're at the entrance with guys that you keep knocking out when they wake up, and we're inside that. And he's like, what? So I'm very excited to hear more about this. At least Mike did not conceal the presence of hill forts from me. How are you, Mike? How's life in the universe with you, and who are you playing today?
I'm all right. I'm just surrounded by castles and ancient caves, brother. That's all we've got. We're just riddled with ancient caves. So if that's your jam,
I got a
that's up to
McDonald's
you.
near me.
However, yeah. However, they're only about 4.5 feet tall. So every time I go down there, I have to stoop down like some sort of cave. I literally have to cosplay as a cave troll every time we go into one. But I'm doing good. I'm really good. This is the first time playing in the new time slot. I'm dead excited. I've got more energy. I've just finished work. I'm on that sort of post-work. I want to do some stuff. So I'm excited to do some dungeon crawling, or at least keep an eye on some bad dudes who will potentially try and do bad stuff, and the weird tensions that are going on, and hopefully not hear too many boulders rolling down corridors. But I guess we'll see what happens. But see what happens, I'll be stepping into the shoes of Silvo Janus Betulus, our half-elven aberrant mind sorcerer, who is just about, air quotes, getting a grip on his magic. So we'll see how that plays out for him.
Just in time for the campaign to come close to an end. Like, we're going to get to the end and you're going to be like, I figured it out. Roll credits. Like, God.
Yeah,
Jesus.
pretty much.
It's going to be great. But always a pleasure, of course, to have Mike with us. Welcome back. Also a pleasure to have Inanda with us. Inanda, most important thing first, how is everything with the puppy? Is River okay?
She's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Great. Okay.
There were no ill effects from her scarfing my dinner last week, last session, other than the fact that she was sick literally as we went live. But no, I made sure that this evening she was watching me make my cheese on toast, and I purposefully moved it away from the edge of the table. She saw me move it away from the edge of the table.
She's like, I've never fed ever. I've never eaten.
No,
Can you explain what
she's
it's like to
obviously
eat?
starving.
Yeah, yeah, clearly. Yeah.
But yeah, she's absolutely fine.
When not tending to your awesome dog, Ananda, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Brine the Bloodthirsty today, Water Genasi Fighter Pirate. Really looking forward to today's session. Last session was fraught with danger. I have had an idea, but obviously I'll wait till we get into game. But yeah, really, really looking forward to today's session. Yeah.
Should be a good time. I have an idea. We get into game. Let's leave. It's just like, that's my idea. Let's depart. But I'm excited to see how everything goes down. And yes, I'll explain a little bit about. I mean, you didn't take any damage, Brian. For a change, you were fine. Like, everything was hale and hearty.
It's only because I can't see in the dark, and my passive perception is awful.
Yeah. No, it was great. You know, everybody else, you said you didn't have a tank, but Green safely tanked the traps for all of you. So it was totally fine.
Except for one of the wraiths that took the big crossbow in the chest.
True. Good point. That is true. That's true. But I have no doubt that we will find your way through this awesome series of dangerous winding passages. Always a pleasure to have Ananda with us, and also a pleasure to have undeveloped Bruce, who was the one that spent a lot of time explaining how they worked at a hill fort, looked at a hill fort, hangs out at a hill fort, last name is actually hill fort, all those things. So that was fine. I wasn't at all jealous. So when not at hill forts, how are you otherwise, Bruce, and who are you playing today?
Yeah, not to brag, but I can literally walk to a hill fort from where I currently am sitting. The Breckons alone has 27 hill forts. There's another couple down the road. The house where I grew up, you could look out the window and see a hill fort. Yeah, and in fact, the hill fort where I worked was on top of a hill, and if you looked out, you could see where there had been 3 other hill forts. From just standing on that hill fort, you could see where the other hill forts were in the region. Anyway, don't know why I randomly decided to bring that up.
No, can't imagine.
Today I am playing Green, and I'm super excited not to die in any traps today. Yeah, Green's going to stand still, not touch a single thing, and yeah, it's just nursing his wounds.
I just had this image of Green, instead of that eat me thing, being like, is that going to kill me? Is that going to kill me? There was
this
a lot
is not doing anything good for his compulsion.
I was going to say, yeah, not at all. It is a great pleasure to have the whole crew with us, and let's talk a little bit about what happened in our last session chat as I turn on Spectral Abbey. I don't know why that's appropriate for this Abbey. In our last session, the crew has successfully managed to not clear out, we'll talk about that part in a minute, but has managed to enter the Abbey and to basically free it of its more evil leaders and inhabitants, a lot of the evil clerics of this abbey. The only ones that are left are a couple of the leaders, which have been left at the basically at the front of the room, and they decided that they would leave Silvo with them to basically watch over them and to periodically knock them out if they came back to consciousness. I'm pretty sure that if you do that after a while, multiple repeated concussions will pretty quickly lead to death. I don't think that it's just like you just get knocked back out again. I don't think that's how it works. But as we know, if I'm using original Star Trek logic, all you need to do is hit a person with the karate chop to the arm and then the neck, and they're knocked out for exactly as much time as you need them to be knocked out for. So it's I'm sure that's what's going on. Anyway, but the rest of the party proceeded inside because there was something weird about the inside of this bottom floor of the Abbey. And as it turned out, there was a secret door that led to, and I should just back up and say, the reason they're here in the first place is to discover what has been leading to this stream of undead coming towards the people of the coast, and specifically of Saltmarsh, partly because that may be related to the potential Sahugan invasion, which the party is trying to avoid. And so the party went back to the Abbey, but decided before they left that they needed to check out and see what was going on in these secret halls. And what they discovered was that there were a lot of weird things like big undead minotaur skeletons and specters and stuff like that. But because of a certain medallion that Waves fortunately happened to be wearing, the creatures did not in fact attack, but stepped aside, allowing them to enter a perfectly safe set of passageways that so far has led to a pit of death, a fake exploding door, and a massive crossbow that fired at a hallway and destroyed one of the other Minotaur skeletons. There used to be two, now there's one. Hashtag
Also,
never...
a mostly disarmed block trap.
Right, that's right. Mostly disarmed block trap, which is not totally disarmed. But anyway, so we lost the other skeleton. Hashtag never forget. The party now is still, of course, in the halls as they continue to make their way through. And so as I hand things back over to the party, I am going to jump up quickly to Silvo to ask when Ozymandias and Ogmund. Ozymandias, by the way, is the sort of leader, allegedly. Ogmund is the one who is the big dude who was not very happy with any of these people before they knocked him out.
I remember him.
So as they're coming back, they're sort of gradually coming back too. Now, they're also, of course, tied up and, gagged and the whole bit. Is there anything else you want to do, Silvo, as far as... Do you want to knock them out again and then follow your friends? Do you want to tie them even more strongly to a pole and then do that? Slit their throats? Probably don't do that. What do you...
I got a stern talking to from Green last time. I tried to
Exactly.
do anything like that, so no. Last time I lost control and, horrible snapping noises were involved, I got a stern talking to. What I'd quite like to do is to knock them out. So, right? Back to sleep you go. And then, yeah.
Okay.
Concussion-based brain damage isn't being researched at this point in Greyhawk. It's fine. They died of natural causes after I beat them to death over the head. So what I'd love to do is find some rope or something and tie them to a thing. Now, you said, just to confirm, they are tied, so they're bound and gagged, correct? Lovely.
Just their hands behind their back type of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to bind feet as well and then tie them to a thing so they can't get away.
Okay. Now, there's not a lot in the way of things clearly visible in this room, but you could, there's a lot of debris, though, so you could probably, I don't know, attach them to a heavy barrel or something. Like, you could do something like that if you want.
Is there like a pillar or some sort of big stone block or something?
There are, yes, there probably is a stone block. There's not really
Yeah.
pillars, but there might be a big stone block you could weight them down with, yes.
If there is a big stone block, then I will try and sort of tie the rope around the big stone block.
Okay, you can do that.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So would you say that they are now securely, I say securely,
They seem
are
to be.
satisfactorily secured to that rock?
Yeah, they seem to be.
Okay.
You also notice several lumps on the top of their heads.
Yes, blood dripping down their face and questionable words coming out of their mouth, and their next of kin being notified. Anyway, have we What's the vibe of these three knuckleheads over here? Bayleaf and the other two.
They
jokers?
have been basically they waited by the door. Bayleaf and the other two. So they have continued to do that. Basically, Bayleaf is the one who led them, your friends, to this room in here, and told them that was where he had seen Osmandius, quote, disappear before. And the party is currently discovering how they disappeared by which they met a secret door.
Was this a secret door then?
That is correct.
Oh, okay.
Behind that
Okay,
curtain.
so this is like the secret part of the
Apparently.
hideout sort of thing. Okay, sweet. I mean, I kind of want to just start investigating some of these rooms because I think that's what Silver would do, unattended,
Okay.
unsupervised. So he's probably just going to go up here and have a peek in this door.
Alrighty. So, and then I will come back down to
I'll
the
get
rest
my
of the
new
group in just
character
a
sheet
minute.
ready now.
I was going to say. You open
I
it to
solo the
reveal...
Draco Lich.
Exactly. So you see a Tarask. No.
Yeah. No, that's where we keep the dragon. Oh, no.
Not the black hole. All right. So here, as you open this door, what you see inside here is two things. First of all, this standing in front. Well, actually, I'll talk about who's standing in front. He's actually not quite at the door. He is back here. This room, Silvo, contains small statues and figurines. There are statues of dogs and horses, of monks and pilgrims, footmen and knights on horseback, and several garden gnomes. All of the statues are between 1 and 3 feet tall. Standing against the northern wall, there are two life-size statues. One is a robed skeleton holding a large scythe. That's the one on the left. On the right side is a statue of a Medusa. And on the floor in front of these statues is a pallet of several blankets. And on the pallet of blankets is a person that you recognize as Odium, who is kind of a little more than a little twitchy. And when you walk in and sort of see him, he is sitting cross-legged with his back to the door, looking up at the statues, rocking back and forth, and saying, "Soon, the time will come soon. Don't worry about it. The time will be soon. Any moment now. It'll be soon. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hillforts. Soon. Mm-hmm." I made the Hillfort part.
I'm going to go in to about here. Now, if I remember correctly, this person really wanted to come with us when we spoke to him last time.
When they're in terms of leaving. Yes.
Yeah, in terms of leaving, yes. So I'm going to say, so,
Ah!
nice place you got here.
And he sort of
No
like
question.
falls over.
Do you collect them, or do you just sit around and paint them like a massive nerd?
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? And he's like standing up, like kind of crouching next to the skeleton, rope skeleton on the left.
The guy claiming to be in charge and his big lumpy friend kind of tried to kill us, so we took him out of action. They're in there.
You killed Osmandius?
No, didn't kill him. We don't kill people. Well, that's crazy talk. Why would you think that?
He
We
like
don't kill
visibly
people.
deflates. Oh.
We don't kill people. They are well tied up though.
Oh. Okay. You mean them, Osmandius and Ogmund? Oh.
Yeah.
That's great. Are you leaving? Can I come? Can we leave? Can we come in? Can I leave?
I don't see why not. I mean, you seem pretty certain on getting out of here, so I mean, I'd just hold fire here and we'll come and get you.
Okay. I just got a pack, and he starts gathering the little statues and figurines like into a pile.
Yeah, cool. So do you collect them?
They're friends.
They're friends.
And he stares at you.
Okay. Hey, no judgment. I grew up on the streets of Saltmarsh. I've seen some stuff, man. I've seen some stuff. That's fine. So are they all coming too? Because it's not a huge boat.
Well, we could take several trips. Well, I can. If you help me, we can carry each one of these, and the boat could carry one. He points at one of the statues. These things are probably like 700 pounds, you would guess. Like these things are like very heavy. Also, there's something weird about the statues he's pointing at. Them look like they're made of like this glazed clay and sort of poorly fashioned, but the statues are made of stone. And you can see something weird about them as you look up at them, Silvo, which is that they look like they have sort of what looks like old branches or maybe like a bird's nest or something above the Medusa's statue's hair and like in the skeleton's ribs. It looks like birds' nests in those places.
We're underground, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So these statues, do you keep birds as well? Why do they have nests in them?
Oh, well, they used to be up in the garden, and they kept birds away, and the birds would get really scared. But then they said they stopped getting scared of them, so they brought them down here, and kept them here, and then they said that I could be in here with them, and so I protect them, and they're my friends that I'm going to bring with me. Careful, you don't step on that. And he points down to like you're almost stepping on like this little figurine of a cat.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, definitely don't want to step on that. Tell you what, I do have a friend that could probably help with this. What I want you to do is put all of your friends against one wall if you can. Like, all of your friends that you think cannot go without you this time, put them in like an order. So obviously, like, you want your little cats, you want your little ones, your fragile ones, all that sort of thing.
He nods furiously.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And put it against like that wall so that anyone coming in, and I'll point to the far wall, like anyone coming in doesn't accidentally step on them. Because
Okay.
we've obviously never been here before.
Yeah,
Okay?
right.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah, sure. I'll do it right now. And he like runs past you and picks up a cat and starts to say, "Okay, let's see. Bast the cat. That's Abba the cat. A comes before B." And he starts to like alphabetize the cat statues. Pays no attention to you. It's just
Odium, while you're doing that, do you mind if I have a look around? I promise not to touch any of the statues that you're currently looking at. Like, I won't interrupt what you're doing.
Christopher the cat, Darwin the cat. Like,
Cool.
does not even answer you.
That's what I thought. I'm going to go over to these two statues and I'm going to investigate them.
Okay. I would like you to make a perception check for me, please.
I thought you could just be like, they're full of bird poo. Like,
Well,
what else do you wanna know?
they are full of old birds' nests for sure.
Sorry, what did you want? An investigation?
Perception.
Perception. Sorry, perception. Why have I forgotten how to roll dice? There we go. 17.
Silvo, as you're looking at both of these statues, you notice that the floor by the statue of the Medusa on the right side looks like evidence of wear, as if something is scraped along that floor several times.
Like, why? Like the Medusa statue has slid, or something has slid?
Or something has slid on the statue, next to the statue, with the statue, something.
Can I see if there's like a false floor?
Like sure.
Lifts out?
It looks, the markings look like it's under the statue. So if you had to guess, you would probably have to move the statue to find whatever is under there if it was indeed moved.
Hey, Odium, does this statue move easily?
Frank the cat, Garvin the cat, Harvey the cat.
Okay, I'm going to go over to Odium, and as he's sorting out the statues, I'm going to kneel next to him. Presumably he's on the floor
Jack
sorting
the
them
cat,
out. I mean, hey,
Carl
Odium.
yeah.
Odium, I need your help with something.
Yeah.
The big Medusa
I'm not done yet. I'm
statue.
still alphabetizing.
That's okay. It'll only take a second.
Okay.
The big Medusa statue.
Yeah.
Does that move?
Well, oh, no. Well, I don't think so. I mean, it moved when they brought it down here. But otherwise, no. It stays where it is. I don't think there is anything else. At least no one's ever told me.
Can I ask you a really big favor? And if you can help me with this, then we might be able to take some more of your friends with us. I'll take a couple myself. Could you help me try and move this statue a little bit? I think there's something we need underneath it.
He looks like very, very kind of like agitated, like very. I don't. No, you're not supposed to move it. No, you don't. No, you're not supposed to move. No, you don't move the statues. That's a bad idea. They moved once and that's it. They don't move again. You don't. That's not. I don't move. You don't want to. Mark the cat. Ned the cat, and he goes back to alphabetizing.
Okay, I'm going to try and move the statue myself. How heavy did you say the statue was?
It's probably 700 pounds.
Cool. Is there any way I can like gain leverage by leaning against this wall?
I mean,
And,
sure.
like pushing it with my feet rather than just pushing it with my hands?
Sure. Why don't you make a strength check for me /athletics?
Excellent. This is going to go great. If this goes great, I'm going to be stunned.
Oscar the cat,
athletics.
Paul the cat.
14.
Yeah, you have 0 impact on the statue.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I'm going to leave. Did I see anything on the other statue? Or
Not
there's just
other than the
something
bird's
here?
nest and the thing. The thing that was most notable to you was the scrapes underneath the statue.
Okay,
The Medusa statue.
cool. Thank you.
All right. So as you leave, I'm going to jump us down to the rest of the crew, which is currently exploring this perfectly safe area. Just at the end of our last session, you watched as one of your Minotaur skeleton bros was absolutely obliterated by a crossbow, otherwise known as pretty much a mini ballista bolt that shattered its bones, and the bolt is currently sticking out of the wall down here. What would you folks like to do?
I believe I've got the amulet now because Waves gave it to me so that I could communicate with the wraiths in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see my token. Am I underneath someone?
Oh, good question. Yes.
There I am. Ta-da! I'm going to turn to the others and say, it feels that the traps are literally in every single part of this dungeon. It's not like they're leading somewhere. At least it doesn't appear that way. Why don't we go back and wake up? I obviously don't know that Silvo's smacked them around again. Why don't we go and wake up Osmandius and make him go first? I'm fairly certain he'll alert us to any traps that are coming up.
I have another
us into them.
suggestion. Why don't we leave and then leave further and then go home?
We haven't found out what is causing all the skeletons to I understand that you're feeling a bit poorly, Green. And I'm gonna get a fairly dirty hanky out of my pocket and offer it to Green.
Clean. He thinks that you're just literally just saying, "Here, clean this. It'll make you feel better." So he just prestidigitation, cleans the handkerchief for you. Thank you.
Oh,
I
thank you.
understand.
And then I'm gonna kind of because it's now very clean. I'm gonna wipe some of Green's shell with the clean hanky. I think that because Osmandius knows all the secrets of this dungeon, we could bring out the next Minotaur and see where the traps are that way, but we're going to run out of them fairly swiftly, I think. And 3 of them float, so if there are any trigger traps, they're not going to set them off anyway.
I will follow you. No one's ever cleaned Green before. Green's always cleaning other people. I think this is the first time someone's actually cleaned Green since he was a kid.
Oh,
You're wise. I will follow your directions, unless you ask me to kill someone.
we're not going to intentionally kill anyone. If Osmandius tells us where the traps are, then we can, then he can tell us how to dismantle them, and then nobody has to die.
I like this.
Skeletons.
I'm going to
Oh,
turn to
Viper
Mork,
Cup's
Will, and
billowing
Waves.
balls. What about that horn? Morth was scurrying back over to here all of a sudden. But very, very carefully, he's reaching in the bag of holding and he's grabbing the horn of unliving. He's not blowing on it. He's not that stupid. But he is just kind of holding it into the room to see if any of the undead react to it.
They do not.
I mean, They do not. Okay. But they were seemingly honing in on it, the mines. Well, it was a thought. I'll hold on to blowing it until we're really desperate.
Okay.
What do you think, Morthwell and Waves?
I don't feel like he'd be particularly disposed to helping us avoid traps.
If he was going first, he would have to.
Or he could step over a wire.
I point towards Morthwell to see to say that I'm agreeing with him.
So you think we should use the next Minotaur?
Let's use one more Minotaur and then see how it goes.
Well, we know that the floor down here, he says, pointing down towards that corridor. We know that one's something's wrong with that, but we can scooch around the edge if need be.
The Minotaur would definitely set off that trap.
Yeah, and we also know that there's nothing in that corridor leading down to that fresh collection of bones down there, because that would have gone off before he exploded out of the door.
We haven't gone all the way up this corridor yet.
And is that he's squinting down there? Is that a door down there? He's squinting in night vision.
Green holds up the lit stone, but he's not making any moves towards any doors anytime soon.
Which way were you looking, Morthwell?
Down towards where the ballista was.
Okay. Yes, there is a door over here. Appears to be in the eastern wall.
Okay.
Okay,
Hey,
shall
Shandra.
I get the Minotaur?
Which way do we send it? Because we might only get to use it the once. That ballista sure did a number on the last one.
Can I remember at which point, when the Minotaur came down this corridor, the ballista was set off? Was it when they were directly in front, or was it?
I think it
they
was
were-
when you had it open the door. I believe it was you
Yep.
had it open the door, and that's when it got
Yeah,
shot.
it opened the door and got shot.
Which is also, I think, what happened to Green after the acid pit incident. Green opened the door, bad thing happened.
I'm never opening any doors for the rest of my life.
Can I?
I agree.
Can I, hugging this wall? Can I, very carefully, come and listen to this door without opening it or touching it?
I would. You can listen to it. It's not going to be. It'll be a disadvantage to make a perception check because you're not literally putting your ear on it. But you can certainly be next to it without touching it and try. It'll just make it harder to hear if there is anything on the other side.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
don't have
try.
to. You don't have
I'm
to
not
open it either
touching
way.
it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not touching it. I'm just gonna have a little listen.
Okay. Perception at disadvantage, please.
Perception at disadvantage. It's the door on the right of the ballista, not the ballista door that I'm
Right.
listening to.
That's what. Yep. Gotcha.
Perception. 8. The other one was a crit success.
God damn it!
You're like it's definitely. You've heard this wood. You're almost positive it's a wooden door. Yeah.
Sounds wood to me.
Yep.
Shall I go and get the other Minotaur?
I'd just like to have a quick look in here. You never know, there might be something.
I don't know if the ballista reloads itself.
That's why I'm just looking.
But
When you look through it, it is not reloaded. The ballista has clearly sprung already, and you can just see it's a very large one with wires basically attached to the door, which is what allowed it to fire off in the way that it did. But there's no reloaded bolts or anything like that. Pretty good size too. It's probably 5 feet in each direction. Pretty good size ballista.
would that fit in your bag of holding?
I was just going to say the same thing.
Not a chance. The bag of holding, you need to get it into the bag of holding, which would be a neat trick.
Could you dismantle it very quickly and then put it in the bag?
I'm just double checking that. I'm sure I read something about the actual maximum size you could fit in a bag of holding.
Because you got to get it around the, unless it's this transformer, like if you can somehow close up the wings and everything and the width of the bow, but
I'm just being slow. I think. Now,
Wave
two,
starts-
two, 2 feet in diameter at the mouth.
Wave starts scratching the floor like an impatient chicken.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way back towards the room with Minotaur.
okay.
With the amulet in my hand, so it's really, really visible.
Okay.
And then I'm going to turn around to the others and say, I'm going to direct the Minotaur towards the door next to the ballista, but he's a big lad, so you might want to get out of the corridor first.
Hold on, I was just gonna check the door since I was already here.
You hear us go back up the corridor. So I'm going. We'll check the door for traps. Since I'm here, professional curiosity. This is a very fascinating place.
That door, right? The right
Yes.
hand door. Okay. Go ahead.
I guess that's a perception or investigation.
That would be investigation. And by the way, be aware that if it's the same kind of trap, it would be difficult to tell if the door is not trapped. You know what I mean? Like it's the thing that's behind the door. So it's that's all. But you can certainly give it a shot. It would be investigation.
I'll have a quick look. You never know. I got a 16.
The only thing you know for sure is that it feels like a pretty similar door to the one to the south. What that means in practice, you're not sure.
Yeah, in that case, yeah. You pitter patter, and I'm just getting clear of it. Okay, I'm clear.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go into the room so that I can get out of the way of the Minotaur myself.
Okay.
And then
It swivels towards you.
Yeah, I'm going to instruct the Minotaur to walk forwards until I say stop, and then I'm going to get him to stop when he's here.
Okay. And he stops.
Stop. Okay. Then I'm going to very, very clearly say, turn to your right and walk forwards till I say stop, and I'm going to want him to stop here.
There we go.
Okay. And then I'm going to call the others back. But maybe we should just hide behind the wall just in case there is another maybe larger trap. We don't know. So yeah, I'm going to tell him to turn towards this door.
The spinning Minotaur.
And
Indeed, Prince Justin, indeed.
and then say, open the door, but do not go through.
Okay. So, let's see. When the door opens, you hear a and something comes flying out of the corridor. Now, let me just double check quickly.
Seriously? They're two next to each other of the same trap? That would have totally gotten me.
No, thank you. I'm going home.
Hang on a second.
Somebody got upsold a lot on these traps.
Thank you
Wow,
for the
you
sub
got
on
one trap there,
Concom.
but you know what you need in the next room? Another one.
Okay,
It's another
let's see.
5,000 gold, please. Thanks very much.
There had to be some dwarven artisans. They love to upsell you on the blisters.
So the good news was it makes a to hit roll with advantage, which was feeling pretty good when it got a 3, less so when it got a crit hit. This thing just literally through the skull, just bones and scattered everywhere, and it is just utterly obliterated. There's just this you hear this opens it, and then you hear a twang, and then an explosion, and then you just see fragments of bone and bone dust just on the ground, and a ballista bolt quivering in the wall.
Well, I'm glad we bought another Minotaur.
Shall we just start lying on the ground when we open doors from now on?
No, the ground is bad.
Oh, yeah. But if you're standing on the ground, then it's okay, and it's okay to lie on, surely.
I'm not going to stand or lie on anything.
We could bring. Can you remind me of
Yeah.
what these creatures are in this room? Which ones we've got left?
So there are two purplish floating things that look possibly like specters or ghosts or something like that. And then one weird, I'll increase the size of it for just a second. It basically has what looks like this kind of hood and mask, and it has this sort of weird like arms out of it that kind of is like
It's gross. I love it.
It's not floating though. The other things are definitely floating, but this thing is not.
We could bring one of the purple floating ones and try, because we can scoot round the edge of this trap. But if there's any pressure plates any further forward, they won't set them off.
Or we have to run back in a hurry, is the other problem.
I'll walk around here and we'll try to see if I can see anything suspicious, like, why can I not ping this across the corner, like to the south?
To the south.
Yeah.
Okay. You can
I'm
see
just
that.
reminding everyone that I've got the only light source.
I actually have 10 torches on me,
Oh,
so
excellent.
I can distribute torches as needed. I haven't really been using them myself.
So are you
Efficiently.
holding one of those torches then, Waves, of the torches previously described?
Yes, then I would like, because I gave my last torch to Green, so I'm gonna take a torch and we'll try to look towards the south. Like, does this look like a treasure plate, or what did we have? I think we already had a thing, something trap thing.
It was like a trap door because I put some water over it and we saw the water going through like the edges of the trap door, so we know that there's like a trap underneath it at least.
So
So you can see as you look around using that torch, and I'm going to come back to Silvo in just a moment. Looking around the corner, you can see that this opens up into what looks like a larger room, but you can't really see a lot of it because it's, around the corner there. But it does seem to be a larger room. You think you see what might be a glinting reflection of green coming from roughly over here. You can't quite make it out, but there's like a glinting, sparkling green reflection somewhere down there.
So we're talking about the color green. We're not talking about seeing green in a mirror.
You see green in a mirror. No, you're seeing the color green.
It just, No,
it's a good
maybe
call.
they're
It's
now
important.
copying our turtle. You
Sort
never
of
know.
a Dark Link fight.
It's dark green that only wants everything to be dirty and like. I hope everyone eats me. He says. Right. Okay, so there's that.
Okay, I would like to have a look at the floor directly to the south and maybe even to the ceiling. Maybe there's something dropping on me or something like that. Just checking.
Let me have you make a
everything
perception
out.
check, please.
Yes. One moment. Perception. There we go. Whoop. 12.
Perfectly safe.
Awesome. In that case, I'll try to do like this. Oh no, this was the wrong button. Sorry. Because can I just put this away somehow? I did a little drawing and now I'm gonna put it in the heart. There we go. Can I? Yeah. I would like to do, as it's perfectly safe. I would like to do this step, please.
Okay, hang on a second. We've had a quick confusion of pictures. Let me fix that.
What?
The reaction was just too funny.
Did we?
Yes, Ananda has become Bruce, and Bruce has become Ananda. Now everyone's back
Which
to
is
normal.
fine by me.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, they're both perfectly awesome people. Okay, everything's back to normal. Right. So now
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So say it again. You were doing what?
I would like to step to where I'm put my character now.
Okay. You can see a little more. More sort
Yes.
of glittering green. Still can't quite see what's doing that reflection.
Okay, I'm gonna do a step to the side. Just a step to the side.
Put
Okay.
your hands on your hips.
What you see now is that there are what appear to be chests and urns and a large strong box that seems to be lining,
Nice.
sort of set in alcoves along the walls here. And in fact, there's some chests that are open. You can see some coins like spilling out from a chest down here, and colored flashes of light. And in the center of the room here is a green stone statue of a beautiful elf.
Okay, I shout towards the others.
Treasure. Treasure.
Don't you dare!
I'm going to go back into this room
Okay.
and I'm going to bring one of the floaty specters with me.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and put the floaty specter in front of Waves so that
Are you waiting, Waves, for this to happen, or are you charging in towards the treasure?
I'm shouting, "Wait, Waves, just stay there!"
The voice echoes alarmingly through the halls.
I freeze.
Okay.
I just freeze.
Okay.
And then I
What
relax.
just happened to Greed and the two skeletons?
And then I relax again, and I say,
All right, but not because you told me to.
Okay.
I love it. So yeah, I'm gonna follow the spectre down. I'm gonna do the little side step around the same side that Waves has done.
It just floats through the, like, over this area with the block. And then Waves, you get this sort of shock, I suppose, as this purple thing floats past you and then in front of you and stops.
I do a chicken squawk.
Okay. Noted.
Okay, I'm gonna send the spectre slightly further into the room, just like one square.
Okay. When the now again, remember you can't see through the eyes of the specter, so so you hear it going like.
I'll watch the specter.
Okay, it just
I keep on watching the specter. I do that back at the specter.
so we're gonna have a off, is what you're saying? Okay. All right. Yeah, that seems to be as
Okay.
much as the interesting conversation you're having.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to make the spectre move one more square forward
Like this way or this way?
this way.
Okay.
Is he going to do that every time it
Oh, and
moves?
then what happened?
8-bit, if you're in chat, could you please make me a sound sample?
Offer a Mentos to the specter. Okay.
I had mint cookies, but they're gone.
Okay. They cannot. Okay. Question. The spectre can obviously understand what I'm saying. It's
Yeah, so it
intelligent
appears.
enough to obey my commands.
Mm-hmm.
If I asked it a question, as in move one space to your or one floaty step to the right, if there is any other sentient creatures in that room with you.
You don't know if that'll be too complicated or not. It can understand basic commands, but its sort of, order of operations thinking is somewhat limited.
I do a step to the right and offer my hand to Brian to help her over the little gap.
You want a plank for checking the floor as you go.
I take a plank.
Okay.
Will
Okay,
Brian
yeah.
take the hand and join me over
I'm going
on
to take
the other side?
hand and come through.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm just laughing at Green dancing around over there.
Green is just like left, right,
He's
left,
so nervous right now.
left, right.
Well, we've seen what happened to Green.
I'm gonna point out the elven statue to Brian. The elven statue was green, right? Like the color green.
Yes.
Can I,
That's nice.
without getting any closer, can I have a really good look at the elven statue?
Sure. It looks to be, it is, as I say, it looks to be green stone, possibly maybe it's made of jade or something like that. Quite beautiful and sparkly.
Is it, I know I'm a water genasi and not an elf. Is it like does it have a nameplate? Is it a famous elf? Is there distinguishing features that would set it apart from?
I would say not.
slightly more-
It has its eye. You certainly don't recognize it from history. As I say, it's an elf. It has its eyes closed, and it is sort of has one hand up like this, sort of with its beautiful face looking off into the distance.
Well, we have somebody who knows about stone, so I'm gonna switch places with Brian and offer a hand to Mothwell to maybe also join us on the other side.
Yay.
Okay.
All right.
Can I
Accept the help across.
Okay.
can I also just preemptively say that every time I take a step anywhere in this room, I'm poking
Yes.
where I'm
This
about
room?
to step with my scimitar.
Okay. Gotcha.
I also have a poking plank.
Yeah, and I have a poking plank as well. I look towards Green and wave with the plank to see if Green maybe also wants to join us.
Yeah, Green. He doesn't want anyone to get hurt, so he'll follow 10 steps behind.
Okay.
Outside of blast radius, I love it.
Yeah. And he's obviously just like anxiously sweeping and cleaning things, and everything's just even more clean than usual, and yeah.
The torch is dropping some soot.
I'm just imagining ballistas on all of the fog of war we can't see, just aimed at this corner.
Yeah, so far it's just, it's just the Spectre doing that. But, you know.
Was the Spectre making that noise on the way to this room, or has it only been when they
No,
entered
it pretty much makes that noise quite a bit.
Okay.
It's like every time you click move in an RTS.
Yeah.
We require additional
Okay.
pylons.
I poke Brian, I point towards the specter and then towards the statue.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the Spectre to walk up to and stand next to the statue.
I poke Brian and motion towards the specter, and the statue will make another poking motion.
You want the Spectre to poke the statue?
I nod, yes. I don't trust the statue. It looks suspicious. It's green.
How tall is the statue?
It is pretty tall, probably. It's on top of this dais, so it's probably an extra, maybe 7 feet tall.
With including the dais or just the statue?
Including the dais. The dais is probably about half a foot. It's probably about 6.5 feet tall, and with the dais 7 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask, because the Spectre's floating, I'm gonna ask the Spectre to touch the statue's hand, the one that's it's holding up.
It does, and just nothing happens.
Okay, I was wrong.
I'm going to I'm gonna poke the floor of the square in front of Waves, and I'm gonna cautiously move into the room.
Okay. So go ahead and move your token there. The minute you move into the room, you can see the rest of the room, and you see a strange, emaciated, gray-skinned creature with a very long tongue. And it looks at you, and it goes, and then it like seems to notice something, and it stops, and it's just.
It's because I've got the amulet. There's something in here, but it seems as if the amulet has stopped it. Is it? Can you describe it?
I can. It looks basically like, so it is this, as I mentioned, this kind of gray, emaciated creature. But in addition to that, it is, hold on one second. In addition to that, it seems to have like this, you can get this sort of faint sort of stench about it. It has these incredibly long and sharp nails and claws. And as I say, it's sort of wiry and emaciated, and its tongue is very like, this sort of weird, like kind of like, it's Gene Simmons on a bad day. It's just, and it looks not human. I think that's fair to say.
I'm going to relay all of this back to Mothwheel, Waves, and Green. And when it comes to describing the tongue, I'm also going to try and emulate it and poke my tongue out and try and make it look as similar to the creature as possible. I'm going to just test a theory and look at this creature and say, walk forward and stop.
And it walks forward and stops. Right next to the other creature, which goes.
Could you maybe ask it to move back a bit? It's making me nervous.
Okay,
Very far back.
I'm gonna ask it to walk to this door and stop, but don't touch the door.
Actually, the other thing's doing that. It's just. Okay.
It's familiar about it. I can't put my finger on it. It's not the Gene Simmons thing.
I'm also going to send the spectre over to this side of the room as well.
Okay. So you do.
Maybe ask the licky thing to do a lap of the room so we know if there's any fake floor.
That's a good plan. Because the chests are along this wall, aren't they?
They're along all the walls, actually. Now that you're far in, you can see that there are chests and urns. There's a locked, what looks like, you don't know if it's locked, but it's closed, strongbox down here, and a bunch of like open chests with piles of gold and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm gonna ask not the floaty one, the one with the big tongue to walk around the room and then return to that door and stop.
Okay. I thought you were going to say to when you said do a lap, I was waiting for it to like use its tongue to lick around the entire wall.
Just lick around the walls.
So it doesn't do that. Okay.
What have we learned about licking things?
Exactly. As it walks around, are you specifying like go ahead and step on anything, walk on anything, don't step on anything, don't like what? How are you having it maneuver around?
I'm having it maneuver around adjacent to the chests along the wall.
Okay. Touching them or not?
Not touching them.
Okay. So it does so.
Like an important distinction.
Continues to do this thing.
I feel like I should have made it touch them now.
Comes
That
right up
wasn't my
next to
initial
Waves.
thought.
Like right up next to Waves. There's a terrible stench, Waves, and then it keeps going and walks around you.
I'm a bird. My sense of smell is not the best. It's okay.
I'm going to get it to avoid the spectre, though.
Okay. It does. And then it comes back to where it started.
It looks very thirsty all of a sudden.
Where is the closest chest to where I am?
I would say right about here, actually.
Can I go and have a look at it?
Sure.
But not touch it?
Mm-hmm. You can actually just from where you see, you can like look. It's right in front of you a few feet.
Okay. Can I?
Lots of gold. You see what looks like gold. There's some kind of green gem, might be an emerald on top, but a lot of gold and some flashing, small little, sparkling in the light gems that you can see sitting on top of it. Fabulous amount of money.
Can
You
I
guys-
see if
Why
there's
were the
any?
mercenaries complaining about not getting paid?
Can I see if there's any obvious traps?
You can. I mean, I can let you do a perception check. Not really investigation because you'd have to like get down and dirty a little bit. With apologies to Green, to actually investigate in more detail. But you could do a perception check from here for whatever that's worth.
I would like to do a perception check.
Okay.
14.
It just sparkles and looks like treasure. This looks like kind of a standard treasure room. These things are all in alcoves, I should say, these chests that are sort of on the floor and set back a little bit. So they're in these little notches in the wall.
Treasure.
I would like to use one of my scimitars. I'm just going to say to the others, just stand back a little bit. I'm just going to try something. And then I'm going to use my scimitar and try and pick up Green's runaway.
You stood back a little bit.
What a little bit.
Okay. So
I'm going to
yeah, go ahead.
use my scimitar to pick up a single piece of gold.
When you use the scimitar and you pick it up, the statue in the middle of the room suddenly, like, eyes open, and it swivels its head, and its arm comes down, and suddenly its eyes widen, its mouth opens, and you notice that what you thought were teeth were fangs. Silvo, while you were up at the top of the room, while this is all going on, you came out of the room. What are you doing, Silvo?
So I was going to walk over here. What's the general animosity level between these guys and us? Are they cool?
I mean, Bayleaf and the veteran. Bayleaf was the one who kind of, quote, made a deal with you to begin with. How much you trust them or don't, you don't know, but
Okay.
yeah.
How much do I know about where the others have gone?
You know that they went through here and that there's a secret door there. So you know those things for sure.
I know there's a secret door there, but do I know that they're looking for some sort of secret in a labyrinth?
They had
place?
definitely told you, well, I don't know about the labyrinth, but they had definitely told you they were going to sort of check out the secret area. That for sure.
Okay, so they're looking for a secret area that the cultists tried to keep secret.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to Bayleaf. I'm gonna go. Wait, Bayleaf. Which one's his room? The big lad, not the big lad. The skinny lad.
And he kind of blinks. He means, you mean Ozymandias' room?
Yeah, big mouth, main boy. Which one's his room?
And he says, well, it's actually up there, and he points to here, up to the north.
This one.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Awesome. Swing the door open.
Okay. When you swing open the door, you see a room that is full of kegs and bags and boxes. There's a rough cot in one corner, and there's a great deal of clutter everywhere. And except for the cot, this appears to be nothing more than like a disorganized storage room, if you had to guess.
Cot and clutter.
Yes.
Okay, excellent stuff. Desk?
No.
No desk.
Nope.
Papers?
Not that you see.
Books?
Not that you see. But again, you'd have to look because it's a bunch of, like, a mess. Like a bunch of clutter.
Go to the bed, look under the bed.
Okay. Under the bed, you find 4 crystal vials with a kind of liquid inside each one.
Oh, God, I'm going to have to make a note now. I thought you were just going to be like, nope, there's nothing. 4 vials. What color's the liquid?
The vials themselves are kind of a dark red, so it's hard to tell if the liquid is red or if it's just the vials themselves.
Okay, cool.
You
4
should
vials.
mention that
Lovely.
you got this from Ozymandias' chambers, by the way, as thanks from your DM. To remember where exactly this came from.
Ozymandias' chambers.
You were hoping it was going to be cash in it? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, we've already found cash, and look what's happened.
Yeah. Okay. Strip the bed. Take the sheets off. Anything under the sheets. Take the pillow out of its case. Whatever. Anything under the pillow, etc.
No. But nearby you can see that there are a bunch of like there's lanterns, there's oil, there's a few coils of rope, there are looks like there's some wooden poles. This looks like a bunch of there's some barrels that are currently closed. There seems like a bunch of like general storage stuff down here. Nothing else on the cot specifically.
Okay, look around the barrels and see if there's anything. Is there anything like a?
They look to be sealed.
They look to be sealed. Is there anything near them?
Yeah.
Other than just barrels.
No, I was like, yeah, just more barrels and
just
other
more
junk.
barrels, just
Yep.
more sealed barrels. Okay. Can I open one of the barrels?
Sure. If you pry it loose, you find what looks like a barrel of, it looks like possibly corned beef, like salted beef and pork.
Okay. Right. So, no. Okay. I'm going to leave the room.
Okay.
And I'm going to go over to Bayleaf and I'm going to say, did he have a study or a library?
And he says, I don't know. If there was one, it would probably be down where your friends went.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm worried about. They've been quite a long time, and I'm thinking if this is a secret place behind a secret door, if there's a secret way, maybe row it down somewhere.
And he says, that's possible, but that would be beyond my knowledge.
Okay. Go up to this door a second. Just go, what's in here? To a Bayleaf.
And Bayleaf, taking a look at it, says, oh, those are my quarters. That's my room.
Okay.
So
I'll leave that alone then. What about these ones? I shout over.
And he says, most of those are, well, the top one is the kitchen. The bottom one, that's the quarters of our large friend that's currently unconscious that you just knocked out again.
Sorry, which one was... So that's Ogman's room.
Nope, this one down here would be Ogden's.
Oh, sorry, that one down there. What were the other two?
And then this is the kitchen. Sorry, that is the kitchen, yes. And then I don't think you asked about that top one, but there is a small little library here. Books and scrolls, I think, although I didn't spend much time there myself.
Ace, thank you. And I mutter to myself, that's literally what I just asked for. So I'm going to go open this door.
Okay.
Just glance over back at these two knuckleheads and make sure they're still unconscious and tied up.
That's what they look like.
Yeah, okay, cool. Excellent. Yep, swing this door open.
When you open this door and you look inside, you can see there are several large bookcases leaning against the walls in this cold room, and there's a
Almost
high
like
chair
it's a library.
and a scribe's desk which sit to the right of the door. The bookcases are loaded with books and scrolls, and there are 4 bedrolls stacked neatly in the corner.
So like a couple of bookcases, a desk, and some bedrolls?
That's right, 4 bedrolls, which are stacked neatly.
Okay, well, we'll pretend they're stacked. Straight to the desk.
Okay. When you go to the desk, you can just see an inkwell and a quill. In fact, a couple of quills on top of the desk.
Okay, no papers, no nothing.
It does seem to have like a thing you could open, but it's closed and appears to be locked.
Can I pick it? I have thieves' tools.
Sure. Go ahead and make a thieves' tools check.
Because I don't know about any of the traps so far, I'm assuming.
That's true. Everything seems fine so far.
Everything's fine.
We're gonna find out how fine in just a minute.
Yeah, exactly. I've definitely seen this go horrifically for people. Sorry, can you remind me how to do a thieves' tools?
Oh, well, there'll be a dexterity check using thieves' tools. Although I think you can click on, sometimes depending on what it is, you can click on the thieves' tool. Yeah.
22.
Yeah, you were able to open it, and inside the desk, you see 2 vials, sealed vials of a dark liquid. They're small, though. They look probably like they might be inkwells themselves, if you had to guess. And that's what's inside.
Where do you want me to say I got this from? So I can ask you about it in 2 years' time.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, inside the desk in the disciples' quarters.
Man.
Thank you. I've learned my lesson. I need to start saying this. inside the desk. Too many times that I got Morthwill being like, this thing that I found 4 years ago.
That's what happens when you get a bag of holding. It's like your level 2 thing.
It was.
Hey, I've still got some gems I still need to appraise that came from Thousand Teeth. Do you know what I mean?
It was on the body of a thug by the side of the road.
Yeah. I found this under that stone. You remember that rock in that dungeon?
It was the random encounter with the weasel. Like, I don't remember this. So yeah.
2 vials of dark liquid from the desk in the disciples' hideout. I'm gonna just. Are there anything else?
Not inside the desk.
Okay. I'm gonna reasonably quickly search the bookcase for any loose papers. Now I'm looking specifically for things that look like maps or notes or maybe journal pages or something like that. I'm not too interested in the books right now.
Okay, so you're looking for the. You do.
I realize that's probably going to take me some time.
Yeah, I was going to say probably. So you settle out for a good read, while in the meantime, the creature here. Let's see, the statue moves and turns and opens its mouth and steps off the dais, moving towards Brian. I would like, please, initiative from everybody.
No, this is not going to end well, is it?
Let's get some combat music. Not that I'm expecting a combat or anything. Let's see. How about this?
Oh my god!
Oh, that was bad.
Oh, shoot. I think I may have messed that up. Okay.
I was expecting something, but not that.
Okay, let's see.
A fanged statue. Lovely.
A green fanged statue.
Oh, yeah, green fanged statue. Sorry.
Yeah, very important.
Green fanged statue.
No
Not a blue
relation.
fang statue.
Completely stunned, staring at the moving rock.
He's just made out of poison.
Why didn't you try?
I know my video game knowledge.
Let's see. Okay.
But it could also be purple if it's made out of poison. If it's more like an Eastern statue.
Yes, that's true. Depending on what franchise you play, it could be green or purple.
Yeah,
Okay.
Western, green, Eastern.
Poison. Yeah.
Waves of the 24 and green. You have a 3.
Yeah.
Do you not have any bonus to? It's just for your
No.
knit. Okay.
Just flat.
All right. Probably green being like, I told you all to leave. Okay.
I'll see you outside.
If it
I've
isn't the
just remembered something. I left the
gas on.
The thing is, green can't leave either because they don't have the amulet to get out of the room.
if it isn't the consequences of your actions. Okay. Okay.
You're not helping.
All right, let's see.
I'm just like, why do I suddenly feel so tense looking through these books?
Feels like someone's
combat
unhappy
music.
about something.
I can only do things in 4-second increments. What's going on?
that's the real giveaway.
That's a good point. Like, suddenly my life has been divided
This is
by
gonna
6-second
take so
intervals.
long.
I've been reading this one sentence for an hour.
I check this behind this one book. No, next turn.
You'll get to that book if you double move. You can open the cover.
I only had an
bonus
action.
I mean,
Oh, I cast. I cast a spell. I do something. Mage hand. Something will help me.
that'd be funny if you're like, all of a sudden you're like, we must be in combat. My life has become segmented. You know, sort of like, aha.
Sounds like the plot of a Scalzi novel.
Okay. Let me just get this.
I am. Look, table talk now. I am really, really interested what on earth this creature is. A green fanged statue.
Well, come up here and find out.
I would,
not
but I haven't got the
interested.
amulet to get in.
I'm ready to go. I'm
Okay, hang on just a second.
If I walk in here, as far as I know, you lot have been eaten by these things. That's it.
But you would find some pieces if we got eaten.
I'm
They
just gonna
don't look
walk
like
in.
picky eaters.
I've never seen a spectre eat. I'll be honest with you. I've never studied the eating habits of spectres.
Everybody who tries to eat a bird with its feathers on, there
There'll
going
at
to be some
least
feathers
one
flying
feather.
around. Yeah.
Even disintegration, there'll be at least one feather left, just
Even-
slowly floating to the ground.
Yeah, even if the bird gets swallowed whole afterwards, you have to do like and cough up a feather.
It's the law. You know, maybe so. This is just the law.
Okay. So, let's see. Right. So that is. Where is my thing? Okay. Right. Great. Okay. Brian, what is your raw dexterity score?
My dex is 14.
Okay. Do me a favor and roll a d20 for me.
Three.
Okay. Thank you. Just checking. Okay. Right.
I just want to say, Ananda, it's been a wonderful pleasure playing with you.
Thank you very much, and you.
Okay. Great. All right. So, okay. First to act
Right
here.
to the end of the campaign and then die. It would be gutted.
Right. Let us go with. Let's see. Now I can move that back over here. Okay. First to act is Waves, who is definitely Johnny on the spot here.
Okay.
So what do you
I
want
would
to do?
like
Waves?
to. I would like to drop the torch
Okay.
because I'm gonna need both hands.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if this works rule-wise, but I would like to grab Morthwell and Brian at the back of their clothes and pull them back towards the pit that we have marked up there.
I mean,
So like out of the room.
I suppose that would be the case unless they resisted and are like, "What are you doing?" In which case it would be a
Yeah,
sort of opposed strength.
I can't do an opposed strength with Brian, and so I just hope they let me move them, and if possible, I would like to push them over here, like where I just went to the other side of the pit. That's like what I want to get them to safety if possible this turn.
I see. Okay. So
If they don't resist, I don't know. Maybe they want to resist because they've got a better plan.
I guess so. I'll leave that up to them. If they do, you want to be pulled back bodily by some unknown force from behind you?
It's not an unknown force.
I'm a little
can't see them.
nonplussed by the giant evil statue, so I wouldn't be resisting anything.
I believe the last they heard from you, Waves, was you going. I believe was the
No.
last thing they heard. A perfect
The last
replica
thing-
sound.
No. The last thing I said was
I know. I'm just kidding. So yes. You can. So you certainly could accept being pulled back if you wish. That's up to the two of you.
I'm not going to resist. They're a big, scary 7-foot statue with big teeth. It's not an
Okay.
appealing.
because I think
Okay.
we have not opened this pit yet, right? Because we just
No, it's
we
still
only
closed,
found
yeah.
it. Yeah.
just walked around it.
So what I want to do is push them to safety over the corner of the pit. Can I do that?
Okay.
Whoop, and then I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, you can do
Because
that.
that should use up all my possible actions.
So you push them basically here next to green.
I'm gonna put myself where I want to put them, like this.
Oh, over to that side. 10,
Yeah,
20,
I'm not gonna throw them.
So this is what I'm going to say. I'll let you pull them back, I would say, maybe 5 feet. I don't think you can actually pull them and then have them have their movement as well. So I would say that you can probably pull them back maybe to here, I guess, because you're going to double. That's what you're using a home move for. I don't think you can move them all the way back to here because you got to move them around. And so, yeah.
I would like to also like use my action for all that if I need to like double move them or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. So I would say but that's still a matter of using their own movement. The reason is then they would be able to use their own movement after that, which would give them like a lot more theoretical movement. I guess if you're doing nothing but just pulling them, I guess that's fine. So then you would be here basically, and they would be here right in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. You can do that if both of them are going to do that. Morthwill, are you allowing yourself to be dragged along? Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and place your tokens there.
Yeah. He's been completely caught off guard by the statue. He was expecting like an exploding treasure chest.
Or a ballista.
Or a ballista, or a
I was expecting a ballista, yeah. I was expecting a ballista.
I was also thinking of a mimic. Mimic would also have been a thing that I was thinking of, yeah. But it's not.
I didn't have that one on my Dungeon Trap bingo card. Yes,
So
we have
that's-
those in Dwarfland.
Well,
Shoot,
Brian has only got a 9 wisdom, so she just saw something shiny and wanted to pick it up.
Wait a second.
So-
I
yeah.
just messed something up. Hold on. Oh, bloody son of a. Hold on a second.
The statue collapses into pieces after stepping off the dais.
Oh no!
Vampiric.
Oh.
Oh, bums.
Okay.
So if it comes our way, we push it into the pit. This is the plan.
Okay.
With our planks, with our security planks.
Got you. Silvo, you were up next. You
Just
are
searching books, man.
searching books. No, I know.
I got no skin in this game. I'm just searching books.
Why am I thinking of sparkly skin?
You notice basically a set of papers that seem to be, if you had to guess, some kind of they might be spells of some kind or rituals of some kind. It's a little unclear, but they seem to be either scrolls
Pocket
or
those.
rituals of some kind.
What should I write that down as?
2 spell scrolls from the disciples' quarters.
Does he find some very hefty invoices to a
Exactly.
trap building company?
They're like item 1 potential
Blueprints,
statue.
maps, keywords,
Exactly.
anything. Look at this stuff. Locations of hidden doors, anything. I'm assuming that's all I can really do because that's all I really want to do is just search.
I believe that's
search
right.
these bookcases right now. So if that's
That's
what
right.
happens, that's what happens.
All right.
Sorry, out of interest, I know that's only been like a couple of seconds, but how many bookcases were there?
2 big ones that were basically on the side that you're looking at.
Big
Yeah.
ones. So I've not gone very far through one of them then.
No, I mean, well,
Okay.
I mean, there's a decent number, and you were looking just for papers, so that's one of the
Yeah.
things that sped it up a little bit. So,
Okay, cool.
okay, on its turn. Let's see.
Oh, that's huge. I just thought you hadn't resized that. That's huge.
Let's see. Let's just make sure I know the. Okay, these squares are 10, 20, 30 feet. Okay, so it's going to get to this side, and
Looking
then
right at me.
it is looking at you, Green. Let's see. It is. It does not. Actually, I think it's going to go. 10, 20, 30. Okay. Right. It's going to go. It's going to double move essentially, and it's going to go here. It comes there and then is sort of like this. No sound though, just silently. And Green to the north, and the rest of you, except for Silvo, to the east. It seems to be readying an attack on perhaps both, all of you, none of you. So yeah.
Brain looks at Brian, and any like respect that Brian gained from like cleaning him is completely gone. He's just like doesn't know what he's doing. He came here to find inner peace, and he's like, I've come here with the wrong people.
Okay, Brian, you were up next. You are facing this 6.5 foot tall green jade statue with fangs.
Is the section underneath the statue showing any signs of giving way?
It is not falling. And I can't get into details about why, except that, there may be something that, I can't get into why, but, it does not seem to be based on the weight of the thing.
Okay.
I have so many questions.
I don't know what to do.
I will give you a reminder because I think from the last session, you stepped over, all of you last time, a tripwire here. You saw it and stepped over it.
I thought we disarmed that because it was the block that almost came down.
Oh, that's right. That's the half-closed block. That's right.
Yeah.
So it does not fall. This thing is like it's like teetering, but does not fall. The block, and you may remember that when the rest of you went, it did not fall on you either. And I actually think that was not a pit. I believe that was a block, like a.
I thought it was two different things. I thought there was.
No, we had it. Yep, it was a pit with spikes, I think.
Yeah, we encountered the
that one up to the
block trap there, where I'm pinging.
The north was the acid pit.
Right, that's right. What you're
That was
looking
up
at
there.
here, this thing here is the block that's sort of like half triggered, not a pit though. There were pits up here. There's a whole bunch of stuff up there. But no, there was a tripwire and a block which half fell down here, not a pit though.
That was
Wait,
the
so the
pit
thing that I just balanced along the whole time was not even there?
Yeah, you were going around the block basically.
because previously, because that was
No,
my
that was
understanding was that was like a trapdoor because
Unless
yeah.
it's okay, hold on. Maybe it's covered.
No,
You know why?
This
Because
this is a pit.
No, I know why. Because we're covering. Okay, you're covering a letter. You all are covering a letter on my map. That's why. Yes, I'm sorry. There's another thing there. Sorry about that.
It was a pit.
Yes, there is.
because I did the create water and the water was
Yeah.
going down.
Okay. Yes,
like-
I apologize. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that because it was literally covering over a note on my map because of all the hearts and the things. I'm sorry. There's a letter C that I didn't see there.
I'm
okay.
sorry, but there's a lot of traps we had to keep track of.
Guys, I know that's true.
Let's keep a
So
lot
yes.
of notes, man.
So when it goes to stand on top of it, it walks up to that, and when it does, the underside starts to like basically fall underneath it, and it starts to descend, and its arms shoot out, stink, and grab onto the walls on either side.
Which walls? These ones?
To the front, to the right up here and down here. Long arms, its claws literally cutting into the stone.
But it's looking to the right towards the other people.
No, yes, not at you. I would say right now, Green, it's looking at the other people. That is the case.
All right, that's fine.
And it's not like fallen and done that.
It is
actually
hanging over the
reached-
pit with these.
It's over the pit
at the moment.
Claws into the corners of the walls
Exactly.
in front of Brian and Morthwheel.
As if it
Is there
were,
a
as if the claws were
many-
cutting through like soft bread.
How many arms?
Is there a
does it have?
It's got two.
Okay, well, you're safe then. Don't worry about it.
is there a grease spell?
Sure. Yeah, sorry about
Just
forgetting about the
tickle it.
pit. I literally couldn't see the letter.
Funny you should mention that.
Okay. Next up is Brian. Apologies for the
Okay.
confusion.
I don't think this is going to work, but it's the only thing I can think of. I'm going to use my scimitar
Okay.
to try and basically I want to try and dislodge this hand, but I'm not aiming for the hand. I'm aiming for the stone to try and like literally cut that bit of stone off that it's gripping onto.
Okay. I see. Trying to think of. I mean, you'll be able to hit it. I'm trying to decide if your scimitar would do any damage to it. This thing obviously has otherworldly, like, strength. I don't know that a scimitar is going to cut into stone the way that its claws are able to do so, Brian. I mean, you can try it, but I'm just letting you know that from your thinking about it, you're not sure that that's likely.
If I don't think if okay,
I just don't want you to waste your
I'm not
action.
gonna do
Like,
any
'cause it's
damage to the stone at all, I'm going to aim for the hand.
certainly with a scimitar. Maybe if you're using like a hammer or something like that, you might be able to smash away. It's a good idea, but this thing is not operating on the same playing field as you in terms of like being able to cut into stone. It seems to be unique to this thing.
All
So
right, I'm gonna use all my strength to try and sever the hand that's
Okay.
holding onto the stone
Sure.
on this wall.
Go ahead and make an attack for me, please, on it.
I don't think it's going to do anything. All right. 24
Absolutely hits.
for 7.
Let us see. Yes, so you definitely hit it. You definitely damage it. You do not cut off its hand, though, although you make a good gouge into the side of it, for sure. Doesn't seem to react with any pain, per se, but, it's a statue, so. But you do definitely damage it.
I'd like to do exactly the same thing with my other scimitar in exactly the same place on the
Okay.
same hand.
Okay.
Oh, I got crit.
Wow, let's go. Okay, max damage. So what would the max damage be? I think it's was it
Max
1d8?
damage is 1d6 plus 3, so 9.
Okay, so 9 points of damage. Yeah, so you get all of that. Yeah, that definitely widens that gouge. It's not cut through yet, but it definitely widens it for sure. And also hurts it.
Can I do an action surge?
If you haven't, I'm trying to remember if you've used it since the last long rest. You would.
No,
I trust you if you
haven't.
have not. Yeah, you could use it.
replenished... Sorry?
Yeah, you could use it then if you have not used it yet.
I would like to use my action surge and do exactly the same thing.
One more time, okay.
Second verse, same as the first.
Why won't you
Ting.
die?
Fighter's gonna fighter.
Does a 19 hit
A 19 will hit, yes.
for 8?
Okay. Yeah, the gouge now is quite wide. It's still not enough to sever it, but you probably cut like halfway through the arm, you would say.
Is there any? Can I ask a question? Is there any reaction from the statue?
Other than, no, it does not seem to be reacting with pain, although it might be a little hard to tell.
Terrifying stuff.
Yep. So you've definitely
okay.
cut like through halfway of the arm, if you had to guess, Brian.
All right, it's exactly the same with my other scimitar then.
Okay.
For another 19,
Okay.
with 5.
5. So again, cut a little further, still not cut off, but over halfway now, for sure. That's some good, like 4 straight hits, like wail, 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 wail. Are you going to get like slide back 5 feet, stay where you are?
I don't want Morthwill or Waves or Green to be facing this vampire's wrath that I apparently enraged, so no, I'm staying where I am.
Okay. So on your turn, it reaches down and tries to bite you, Brian. I emphasize on your turn. Let's see. That is, let's see, a 22.
Yeah, I've got an AC of 16.
Okay. That is going to do 14 points of damage to you. And as you are bitten by this thing, let's see. As it does this, you feel something very strange within your blood. Your blood, the veins, as your heart beats, you feel what almost feels like sand in your veins as the heart is pulsing and shooting blood through your body. You suspect something has happened to you with this thing, Brian, like perhaps it has cursed you or something similar.
Ouch, that's not a normal hit.
Yeah. Okay, Morthwill, you were up. You just saw Brian get bit a lot. Also saw Brian hurt it a lot too, so there's that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
yeah.
that it bit me and then let me go. It's not holding on to me with its
It's
teeth.
raw. No, it just bit you and let you go. Yeah. I should do that too. Also, it bites you and throws you in the pit. God damn it. Like, no, it doesn't do that.
Okay. Let's have a sorry. Options.
That's his.
I'm going to sacrifice Brian and then.
That's his. I've got a plan voice.
I had a plan. When stuff's happened, and I'm trying to weigh up degree of success that might work for something. Okay. So I'm gonna slap down a Thunderwave gadget
Okay.
and try and push this shit down. Can I try and slap it on it to push it downwards?
I think it needs to be grounded, would be my guess.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, but it's still
Actually, which poses a bit of a problem, Worthwell. Where are you going to do that since you're standing at the edge of the pit? Do you want to throw it at Brian's feet?
No, it's a 15-foot cube, so I can center it on myself.
But you can work it
hit.
out that way. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
so it'd be centered on myself. It would hit it. Green would be outside the edge, and it would cover both the vampire's arms by my calculation.
Okay, makes sense.
And smash it down. All right. So it must make a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
Let's see. No, totally does not make that.
In that case, it's going to take 2d8 thunder damage. For a total of 6, but more importantly, it's now pushed 10 feet.
Okay. So, and you're trying to push it down?
Yes.
Lovely.
Or at least push its arms out of the wall with the force.
I think it does that. It rips free, and I think probably Brian helps soften it up too. And then it goes tumbling, well, not tumbling down like a million feet, but down to the bottom of the pit. Let's see. I'm going to see. Probably let you roll this damage. Okay, I would like you, since I forgot that it was there for a while, I would like you to roll 1d6 and 2d8.
Okay. So that's 1d6 and 2d8. So 12.
12 points of damage. So it hits the ground. There's a smashing sound. You see several bits of green jade or whatever sort of fly up. And it is now at the bottom of the pit. The only thing I want to mention about the pit, however, is I just want to confirm I know how this. Okay, because of the length of its arms, it technically can still reach above the level of the pit. So in other words, you're still vulnerable to it as long as you're near the pit. It also theoretically could try to climb out of the pit.
Mm-hmm.
So just letting you know. Are you moving anywhere, Morthwell?
Yes.
Out of the abbey.
Well, what's the sooner? Yeah, home. Just trying to. Given that it's got its arms, I don't think shifting around the pit's a good idea.
It's like doing this right now.
Yeah, it's like doing the claw thing from Half-Life
Exactly.
right now, I'm imagining.
Very T2.
Dung, dung,
Very
dung.
T2, yeah.
Shoot. Do I have to disengage, or can I just do a normal movement right now?
You would have to disengage. It could
Okay.
theoretically still swipe at you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good. In that case, I'll shift there, and then I'll just shift there for now.
Okay.
It's only got 2 arms.
Right. On your turn, it is going to try to climb out of the pit. I reiterate again, on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Are you maybe trying to point out it has legendary actions?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, just
What on earth would lead you to that conclusion? Okay.
I don't know.
Nothing GMs enjoy more, chat, than seeing the word legendary next to these things. Okay. So this creature, let's see. Okay. Now, this thing, I'm going to show its move, and then I'm going to explain what happens. This specifically says this move does not provoke opportunity attacks. So while it is clambering out of the pit, you cannot attack it. However, you'll notice that it has just gotten on top of Morthwell, which seems odd. Morthwell, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make a dexterity saving throw as it literally pulls itself almost springing out of the pit.
Okay. Roll it. Ooh, 9.
You are run over by this thing. Let's see. It is going to... Let's see. Wow. It did terrible damage collectively. So you are going to take 5 points of damage from being run over.
All right.
However, you are prone,
Okay.
as might have been expected. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to put... where are we? There we go. And the prone symbol. Right. You all see that there is now a green statue, a jade statue, on top of your fallen dwarven companion. Okay. That is going to lead us to... That was Morthwill. Green is up next.
All right. This is more of a setup turn, I think, for Green. Green is going to cast a 3rd level abjuration spell, Beacon of Hope.
Ooh.
On, I believe, I think I can include myself on the players that it affects. So I would like to cast it on myself, Brian, Waves, and Mudfoil, who are all within sight of me. And this means concentration or up to 1 minute. Everyone will have advantage on wisdom saving throws, death saving throws, and will regain the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing.
Lovely. You're filled with hope.
Also, I'd like to point out I have just sent a massive thunder crash roaring through the underground chambers.
Still echoing.
Silvo.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually a good
that.
point. That's a good point. Make a perception check. That's a good call. I should have
Thanks.
thought about that. You're still you're a good distance away, but yes, that is a good point.
Perception.
Yes. I
15.
think I think you hear that. There is now it is not a rumbling as if we're right next to you, but you definitely hear a sound from the south, Silvo.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. Okay, so Green, you did that. That's great. Love some Beacon of Hope. Get the Darkest Dungeon guy. Even underneath a jade statue, they were filled with hope. Where do you want to move anywhere, Green?
No, I like where I am, thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Are you taunting the DM, Lord Cucumber, on behalf of your friends? I just want to be clear. Okay, Waves is up next with Silvo on deck. Waves, what would you like to do?
So I now have the statue standing on Morthwill.
At the moment, yeah. Well, standing over Morthwill, really.
Well, that's no good. If I move forward one on the left, towards the pit, can I grab Morthwill's leg and pull him towards me?
Not without him being falling into the pit, I don't think.
Yeah,
and it would certainly
let's not do
provoke
that.
an opportunity attack also.
He wouldn't like that. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I call upon the Fury of the Tides to help me.
Sounds
with
good.
my Channel Divinity action.
Some angry
I
wave
take-
on water action. I love it.
Yeah, I take out my little shield and my what's my weapon called again? Rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And can I just maybe use the right things instead of drawing on the thing the whole time?
You
I've-
put on eye black, getting ready, and the
Yes.
montage for Rambo, and like.
And I attack the vampiric jade statue.
All right, let's
That
see
is
it.
my plan. Okay. Can I just... Why is... Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. That was the wrong thing, which is bad because it was a good roll.
You can
And
keep.
wait,
That's
I
okay.
can,
It's okay. You
I
can
can-
keep the 15. Just add your modifier for it.
yeah, +8.
So that will hit for sure.
23.
Yep.
Okay, then I'm gonna do the damage. Wait, I'm only using it, so it's 2 + 2 piercing because I'm only using one weapon. Then it's the dual bonus, and I do 13.
Okay. Yep.
And
take
then
that.
I use my extra attack that I got last time I leveled up. And I'm gonna do this again.
I like that you're like looking around the corner and poking at it, basically.
Yeah, that is...
10.
Wait, that is 30... Wait, what is this? 10? Rapier... Yeah, that is 10, apparently.
10 is the attack. Yeah, that's a miss, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's... Okay, well, I tried. But I hit it with the first attack,
You
so
did?
I'm sorry. Yeah, so the Fury of the Tides triggers.
Which means?
I didn't think about that. I push the statue back 10 feet, and if it hits an obstacle by being pushed back 10 feet, it takes bludgeoning damage equal to my charisma modifier.
So I guess the question is, are you doing it so it bangs into the wall? I think probably it does that. So
Yeah,
it'll
I
bang
think
into the wall.
the angle is
I agree.
bad.
I agree.
Okay, so it takes another charisma bonus. 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay. Good stuff
Oh,
with
better
Fury
than
of the
nothing.
Tides. Are you moving or are you staying where you are?
I'm staying. Oh, it could bite me. It has legendary thingies. But I moved already because I had to step forward. I stay where I am.
That's actually true. Yeah, you would take, right?
Yep.
Okay, so on your turn, it actually reaches down and tries to bite Morthwill. And unfortunately, Morthwill, who is prone, does this at advantage as a consequence. That looks like we are looking at a 24, Morthwill.
1 second, I just need to check something. Okay, yeah, that hits.
You are going to take 11 points of damage from it, and you feel that same gritty sand experience that I described with brine. It does not feel good. Coursing through your veins.
It really does get everywhere.
I hate it. That's going to lead us to Silvo. Silvo, you were up looking at papers. You heard a smashing sound.
Yep, I heard a rumble. I heard drums in the deep, so
Yeah.
I immediately think, yeah, something's wrong. So I drop what I'm looking at, and I will sprint this way.
That
So
would
5,
get you
10,
here
15.
if you double move.
It'll get me where, sorry?
Right here if you double move.
Right here?
Yep.
Excellent. There you go.
All right, so you're just booking it that way.
That's me. Yeah.
Okay. Right. On your turn, or the end of your turn, the creature raises its
Sorry.
arms and clangs together its arms, basically like just sort of claps it together. And as it does so, Morthwill and Brine, you feel a terrible pain within your body. Each of you take 5 necrotic points of damage.
They are infected.
I scream in pain when that happens.
It sucks. Also, it's its turn. So it is going to try to stomp. It's going to try to bite. Actually attack. This is actually the first chance that it gets to actually fully attack on its own turn that isn't just legendaries. So it is going to attack Morthwill. It makes 3 attacks. 2 with its claws, 1 with its bite. Let's see. Unfortunately, all at advantage because of the prone. Okay, first of all, on the, let's see, claw attack, we are looking at a 19.
I'm going to cast shield as a reaction,
Okay,
so it misses.
that makes sense. Second one is a 9, so I assume that's going to miss.
That's miss.
And then finally, it's going to try to bite. That is an 18.
Missed.
Okay. Sting, sting, sting. Wow. So you're like...
Just a dome just appears where
Yeah.
was lying.
It's a good thing. You did not want to get hit by that multiple times. Okay, it's going to stay where it is. That leads us to Brian. You felt better,
Okay.
Brian.
Question. Can I know I've got a feeling I know the answer. That I need to be in line of sight, but can I shout to these?
You'd need to be seen by it. It has to see your medallion that you're wearing.
I did
But
think
based
did
on what
think
you
that
the
would
experience
be-
you've had so far, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I don't think I can reach past waves to take a swipe with my scimitar, can I?
Not where you are. Unfortunately not. Unless you want to try to jump the pit and get over to here and try to attack it over there. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. It's a 10-foot jump. It's no problem.
10 foot.
It's not the jump we're worried about, it's the drop.
Listen, as we all know from the great What's Up Danger scene and Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales can do that.
How big are the squares that we're standing on?
10 feet. I guess it would be, I don't know what the equivalent would be, like 3.5 feet. But the big squares, these big ones, the bigger ones are 10 feet.
So could she run around the pit, like passing by green?
What do you mean?
Going round.
Like this. Pop, 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 pop. Hit the statue!
So like 10, 20...
I could just move all of them because I had
Yes,
them before.
I would say
I'm
actually
sorry.
you probably could because you can go 10, 20. Yes, I think you probably could do that. It's I would say that it's difficult terrain through there. I think you can just sneak around if you want to get to this side. You wouldn't be able to move anywhere else, but I think you could probably get there, yes.
All right, I'm going to do that then. Because that also puts me on the correct side of the vampire to have a go at the same hand.
Yes. Okay. Yes, you may make your attack against it.
Okay. 22
I'm really
hit.
worried about what's behind Brian.
That will hit for sure.
For 8 damage.
Yes. And are you doing the same, like trying to swing at the same thing?
Exactly
Like,
in the same place on the same hand. I want to sever the hand.
okay. Yeah. It's looking quite deeply cut now.
Okay. Second attack. Does the 14 hit?
14 will not hit.
Okay. In which case, I'm not in line of sight, am I?
Of those things,
Am I-
no. You have a big statue in front of you.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. It's going to end its turn by doing a legendary action on your turn. It is going to, let's see. It is again going to clash its hands together. And both you, Brian, and Morthwheel each take another 5 necrotic damage.
Okay. I'm going to scream again.
Morthwheel, you are lying prone underneath a green jade statue, which keeps making you feel bad. I think you're muted, Saber.
Yes, it's time for me to deploy Shield Toad, I think.
Shield Toad.
Break
Can
out
you
my
do that
arcane healing
underneath? Can you do that? And I'm not saying you can't. Or are you like? Does it have to be near where you are?
No, because I would make it tiny size.
Ah.
So it could just be, it's just going to latch onto my shoulder with its legs for now.
So you just create a tiny little,
Tiny little toad, tiny little turtle now on my
such a
mini
cute
green.
shield toad. Okay, love it.
Right, and then for my bonus action, hang on, let me just check what the range on it is. I think it's 10 feet. Nope, that's the other one. Yeah, within 10 feet. So these are 10 feet, aren't they? Each block.
Yes, that is right. The
Right.
big blocks,
Yeah. Oh, okay, right.
like these big thing, the big center of these, like that big.
Yeah, right. So it's a 4x4 is
Right,
10. Okay.
Right.
So Brian's in range of 10 feet then, by my reckoning.
That would be correct. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to use my bonus action to fire off Shield Toad for 1d8 plus. Is it 3 now? Or is it 4? I forget. Well, we'll go with 1d8 plus 3 hit bonus hit.
On Brian or on you to do this?
I think. I think I do the roll, and then that's what we get if I
Okay.
remember rightly. It's
Okay.
been a while since I've used Shield Toad.
Okay.
1d8 plus 3. Netting us 6 bonus at temp HP.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay.
That's 6 temp HP for me as well.
That is, yes, because you're in range. Also for
Thank you.
Waves, because Waves is near me as well.
Awesome.
6 temp.
Yep.
And Morthwheel 6 temp.
Unfortunately, Green's just outside of the range.
6 temp. Okay.
Okay, Green doesn't plan on getting hit.
Okay.
I've got a plan to avoid that as well. Right, so I guess I need to get on my feet would be next. So that's half my movement.
This
Now, where
happened
the hell do I go now? Now, what is my movement? All right. Yeah. So I've still got about 12 feet of movement left.
and you're still prone, right?
Well, it's half my movement to get up from prone, isn't
That's
it?
right, but if you're going to do that right now, it's standing over you. So
Yeah, well,
you would need to
this is-
like you know what I mean, like crawl and then stand or something like type
Right.
of
Crawl over to the pit edge and then stand up unsteadily on my feet.
thing. Just swing into the pit.
That'll
It's
be
safer.
fine.
Can I crawl out the other side of it then?
Yes.
Which I don't like the idea of, but my other choices are falling in the pit or falling in the pit. Yeah, okay. I can't quite get myself to move though because he's a big bugger.
Oh, sorry. Let me.
Hang on. Cheers. So I guess I'll have to crawl out that side.
Okay.
Come up behind him.
So, okay, and that's your turn, right?
That's
so-
right. Well, if I can get up from prone as well, then yeah.
Yep, you can get up from prone. I will mark that. So you stand up and you're kind of doing the, like the ha-ha, and then from behind you hear,
Oh God!
and coming towards you are these creatures.
The spooky boys are coming.
No, I'm in trouble.
Run.
Okay, let's see. Let me
They
just
want
roll
to
for
eat
them. Just a moment.
They want to eat you.
Step back so that Brian can see them.
I'm used to my movement.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Let me just double check and see when the all that.
Stop being delicious, escaping. He can't help it. Almadin says, "At least you're not under a statue anymore."
Yeah, I mean, like think of the positive. Like think of the positive there. Okay. Right, and then just a moment as I get that other thing up. Okay, just need to roll for that one. Just a second. Bear with me. Appreciate everyone's patience. Okay.
Carry the one.
Carry the one. Yeah, basically. Okay, so this would be.
What you're saying is when we have a TPK, it's all my fault.
I mean, you picked
Could
up
have
a
made one
coin.
of them
And,
pick up the coin.
It was inevitably going to be someone's fault.
Yeah,
someone has to
look,
have
if you-
the fault, and
If you hadn't picked up the coin, I'm 100% sure somebody else in this group would have picked up a coin.
like maybe the bird that kept saying treasure, treasure, treasure,
Possibly.
treasure. Okay, so let's see. That
Maybe.
was Worth Will. Okay, right. So they are moving towards you. It does not look like they're going to be able to attack this turn yet. So that is going to lead us to Green is up next. But it's one of those moments where you're on the other side of the statue and then you hear the sound and you look behind you and they're just like coming at you.
Oh, bollocks.
Yep. Right. So that brings us to Green with waves on deck.
Can I see Mudfoil, between the legs of the statue? Like,
I think you can sort of, but I don't. It depends on whether there's a lot of movement in between. I don't know. I'd say you. Well, the thing is, though, it's like 6.5 feet. It's not 10 feet. I think it's probably blocking the way, Green, to be honest. I mean, you probably could have, ironically, you could have seen it when he was prone. You should have just stayed underneath the statue and just sat there, I guess. You probably could have seen him more when he was prone. I don't really think you can see him now, no. Not from that side. Sorry.
other than him, who looks most injured in our party?
Brian's been better.
Right, excellent. I will cast.
I mean, and you're not in great shape either at the moment. And Silvo's looked better, although Silvo's not there.
Silver's not here.
fine.
Be fine.
I'm fine.
All right. I will cast healing.
Wait, we
word
long
as a-
rested. Silver should be fine.
Oh, did we long rest?
We long
Yeah.
rested last session.
Oh, right. I didn't adjust
I
it.
got my
because
spell
of
That's why
slots
that.
we
back.
came down here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I cast Healing Word as a 2nd level spell on Brine. Brine will get the maximum of 2d4 plus 7.
Yep,
so I
because
guess
of Beacon
that's
of Hope.
8 plus 7, 15.
All right, lovely.
Thank you.
And then he's just gonna is the statue clean, dirty?
I would say the statue's kind of pretty sparkling clean, surprisingly clean under the circumstances.
Good. Nice.
Yeah, it is not an offense to your
Green
eyes.
has no ill will towards this statue whatsoever.
You've heard of Mr. Clean? This is Mr. Green.
Oh, and he'll shout, Marthoil, are you all right? Are they trying to eat you?
I forgot about these bastards.
Okay. That is going to bring us up to the top of the round, resetting all things that reset in rounds, not just player turns, if you know what I'm saying. Waves, you are up next. What would you like to do?
I think there was a demand for Darkest Dungeon commentary for Green's actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
A moment of valor shines brightest against a backdrop of despair.
Yep.
There we go.
That's it. That's where it's at.
Okay.
Shivers, man, every single time.
With the Mothwell back there, does this count as the statue being flanked?
No. You cannot flank a statue when you're like piercing around the corner like this.
I thought I might ask.
Yes.
You know,
it's time to discuss
Okay.
spatial relations. There's no flank there.
I'd like to present this 15-point PowerPoint presentation as to why this statue is now flanked.
It's like the magic bullet theory. If you look at from a certain angle.
Okay. Can I still see? Can I see the space that is left of Mothwell?
That is left
from where
of
I am.
Mothwell. Maybe. I think you might be able to duck down, maybe, and just see
No,
it.
just okay.
Like here-ish, a little, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna do a Misty Step to that space.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, I'll allow that.
1 minute, I need to. Boop. And here we go. And then I would like to attack the statue again, please.
Okay. Yeah, Misty Step's bonus action, right?
Yes, it's a bonus action. I can't
That's what
put
I
it in chat. 1 moment.
And I believe
There
you.
we go.
I figured it was. Lovely. Okay, Zip, you are there. Okay, it is on the other
And
side.
then I'm gonna attack the statue again, and hope that one of my things hits.
Do it.
Because that would be really nice.
now.
Here we go. Submit. 12.
Not going to hit.
Okay, but then my next attack. Let's try this again. Come on. 27.
Oh, 27 will certainly hit, yeah.
Okay, then we do some damage.
Some damage.
13.
Okay, yep.
And the
So-
statue is pushed back 10 feet.
Ah,
Back into the
okay.
pit.
Back into the pit with you. Okay.
Into the pit.
Go ahead and do the 1d6 2d8 thing that I had. I think that was what it was,
What?
right, Saber? 1d6 2d8 is what I had you do.
Yes.
That
Okay.
sounds right.
Okay, 1d6
Okay.
and 2d8. 10 damage in total.
Okay. Again, you hear a smashing sound as it does that.
Yeah,
Also, doesn't Bride now have line of sight on the two undead?
I hope so.
Will in a moment, although we shall see what happens there. Because on Wave's end of turn, this thing zoop pulls itself back out.
Still.
God damn it! Well, you did
There's
damage.
bonus
it, though.
damage, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, 100%. Okay. Now the next thing to go is this gray-skinned creature, which seems most unhappy with you, Morthwill, for whatever reason, and is going to attempt to bite you. Let's see. That is an 8 on the bite,
That's a miss.
and then it's going to attempt to claw. as in Dr. Claw. I think that's probably a miss
I'll
too.
get you next time, Bothwell.
12,
Next time.
I'm guessing, is a miss.
That's a miss.
Okay. Right. Let's see. So that is miss. Okay. Right. That means at the end of its turn, the statue gets to do things again. And it is going to clash its hands together. It is going to clash its hands together and do 5 necrotic damage, which means coming out of the temp. So 5 temp to Brine, so I think that's 1 temp left. And then 5 to Morthwill, so that's 1 temp left again.
It should have been +4, but I'll do it from the next round rather than try and get that in. I just double checked. I've not been adjusting my bonuses, but like I said, I'll do that from next round for fairness.
Gotcha. Okay. Right. That was on the guest turn. So Silvo, you were up next. Are you still booking it?
Yes, but I now know I've got my spell slots back. So as I'm running, so at this point, I'm going to shout over to Bayleaf. Something's wrong. Watch those two. Knock them out if they wake up. And I'm going to cast haste on myself.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Speed,
all right.
Which doubles my speed. So
50,
with a
60,
double speed, how far can I get if I also double
let's
back
see, 10,
again?
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So that would be 30. So you could go 120 if you double move.
Yep. Double move.
So
with
get you.
haste.
So be basically right about here.
Right about here.
Yep. I think that's right. 34, 50, 70, 80, 90. I believe that's right. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do that and just zip straight to this point.
Behind you, Silvo, you hear, and as you turn around, you see this thing moving towards you.
Cool. So with haste, I get an additional action on my turn. So does that count if I've double moved?
I believe because haste doubles your speed, I don't think you can take then an additional move action on top of it. But let me just double check to make sure. So yes, right. Target speed is doubled. The action can be used only to take the attack. Dash, disengage, hide, or use an action. Well, I guess you could theoretically dash on top of it. So I guess you could do that. Yes. It means
so
you wouldn't
how
take
far would
because it's still on your turn, right? Although wait a minute, no, you can't because you used an action to cast haste, so you can't do that. This turn.
That's true.
So
that's very true.
You're able to double your speed, but you can't use another action. Next turn you could do that.
How does bonus actions work if I wanted to use meta magic?
You could use a bonus action. I mean, because you haven't used one in your regular turn yet. So
yep, haven't used them on my regular turn, so I'm going to use meta magic, quicken spell, and I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. All right.
So I'm now invisible.
Did you do that before you entered, or only after? And I trust you to tell me whether. Yes.
No, actually, what will have happened thematically is Silver will have gotten probably to about this point ish, and gone, well, you don't look like you're the problem, and then become invisible.
Okay, that's fine. So they're still going to be sort of looking around for you, but they won't. Okay, so go ahead and put yourself back. You can be invisible now, and I will put a little note on there. There we go. Cool. All right.
Unconscious.
Lovely stuff. And on your turn.
Yeah.
And make sure that I've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the last one that it can do for this round. But it is going to again clap its hands together, so to speak. It is going to do 5 more damage to Brine. So the temp is gone, and you now are down to 41, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. And Morthwill, your temp is gone, and you're down to now 10 hit points, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. By the way, any concentration spells you have going, Morthwill? I don't think you do, but just checking.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Just checking. Okay.
No.
That was Silver Right. Okay, now this creature. So this purple thing gets to move. Let's see, invisible. I'm going to rule that it's going to try to take a guess and attack you, but it's where it thinks you were. It's going to get disadvantage on this attack, and if you get out of the room, it's going to have a hard time finding you, period. I don't think an 11 is going to get the job done, right?
Well, on me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You see it reach out and touch someone, but it can't. because it does not see you. So you are missed by the thing, Silvo. I'm sure you'll be glad to hear.
Yes,
Less
very
great
much so.
is the fact that it is now the statue's turn. And so on the statue's turn, it is going to, let's see, it is a target-rich environment. It could attack the thing that just attacked it, but it has been focusing its attention on the creature that was previously prone underneath it, known as a dwarf. So it is going to continue that attack. It is, quote, relentless, and I'm going to argue that that's what it's doing here. So it's going to attack twice with its claws, one with its bite. On the claws, we are looking... okay, that's an ouch. So we have what looks to me like a 21 and a crit.
Well, both hit.
Unless you have, the 21. I don't know if you want to do anything about the 21.
Yeah, I will still use shield as a reaction as my last reaction. I can't do it anymore now. But I'll at least mitigate the 21.
Got it. Okay, so then it's just on the crit. Unfortunately, that's less great. You, Morthwheel, are going to take 15 points of slashing damage, bring you to -5. Morthwheel hits the ground. Okay. Like that.
Just got to check what happens to my cannon in this situation. Hang on.
Yeah, that's a good question.
And the shield toad.
Yeah.
Remember that you have advantage on death saving throws.
I do, thank you.
It's a good call, yeah. Big ups to big shout out to Beacon of Hope. Okay, while you're figuring that out, it did its 2 claw attacks. It is then going to use a bite. It will bite against the creature that's right next to it, which is your faithful companion. However, I'm pretty sure, Waves, that a 15 is not going to hit you, right?
Nope.
Okay, so that is a miss. All right, that's going to bring us to Brian, but just quickly, any luck, Saber, finding out about the thing yet? If not, it's no big deal. Just let me know when you figure it out.
Doesn't actually say anything specifically.
Yeah, I don't know if it's concentration or if it requires...
It's not concentration. It's a magical object, as Red has written.
How long would it normally last?
An hour.
Well, I would say that it continues to last then,
Okay.
until you have shuffled all this mortal coil,
Fair enough.
so to speak. Yeah. Okay. So it's still in force. Okay, that is going to lead us to Brine. You have just heard a dwarf hit the ground heavily.
Okay. If I look round, crouched, can I see the creatures in the room?
You can see a statue. You can see a prone dwarven body. I don't think you can see anything on the other side of it yet. The statue is kind of in your way.
Can I see waves?
I don't think so. Same reason. You mean, you know that wave's on the other side, but I don't think you can. Maybe flashes, but not, especially because you're also peering around the corner, don't forget. So
Okay. If I maneuver myself, okay, 2 questions.
Sure.
First off, is the arm that I've damaged in range for me?
Yes.
It is.
Yes, it is. And you've heard this thing is looking messed up, this statue, by the way. You did a lot of damage to it.
If I crouch down, can I what I would ideally like to do is throw the amulet to Waves. Originally I was going to throw it to Morthwheel because he could talk without parroting back, but can I throw it to Waves?
Here's what I'll do. I'll allow you to make an attempt. If you fail, though, no promises on where it ends up. It could end up sliding into the pit. It could be wrapped around the statue, and all of a sudden the statue is like, ooh, look, I control undead now. So you can try, but it's risky, Brian.
Okay, would it be a bonus action or would it be an action?
No, that's an action for sure. It's not a bad thought. It's just a risk. I mean, sometimes you have to take risks. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can use your
Because I've
bonus
got
extra
two
with your
attacks.
best
Can I do
bonus
one
action.
attack and then throw it, or is that just not how it's going to work?
No, because it's attack. It's the attack action. So if you're doing that, you're doing an attack, not mixing it up.
Okay, knowing how much damage I had done to the statue previously, I mean, how damaged does it look?
It looks very damaged. Not if you nick it, it'll fall over, but you've definitely hit it a lot. Like you can see lots of chunks out of it, and it is not as clean as it once was. Sadly.
Okay, I'm going to try throwing the amulet to Waves.
Okay. I will need you then to make a dexterity check. It will be difficult. But it's a difficult DC, but I will let you make the dexterity check to Waves. Before you do that, chat, don't forget, if you have inspiration on my channel, you could use it here. Just saying, if you wanted to see if this actually gets to Waves. If anyone has inspiration on my channel, if you're like, how do I do that? I don't have inspiration. Well, if you were to support my channel in certain ways, you could get that inspiration, he said.
Are you maybe shouting something towards me while you do it? Something like, attack the statue? Like a sentence I could repeat maybe later.
I mean, I haven't, and it would be like retrospectively that I would do that, but I am trying to get your attention so that so that you know that I'm throwing it to you.
Looks like no inspiration is forthcoming, and I'm afraid Brian is going to have to do this on her own.
I wish
I was an owl.
I don't suppose my athletics would come into play with trying to aim.
Afraid not. I might have considered acrobatics, although even then, I don't think so. It's really not a strength-based thing. I would actually accept acrobatics is a stretch. I would accept the stretch of acrobatics. Athletics, no.
Can I mean, it's the same if I just did a straight dex check as if I did acrobatics. So, okay. Hold your breath, everyone.
Here you go.
Waves, catch this. 7.
That's
Does it mean it's really difficult for me to catch?
It means it doesn't get there. You slide it, it bangs against the foot of the statue and falls into the pit.
No.
Waves will now stand there for a moment and consider whether Brian wants her to jump into the pit.
I guess it makes sense tactically. It was a valiant effort, Brian, but unfortunately a 7 is not. Do you want to move anywhere? He said doubtfully.
How deep is this pit?
10
What's
feet.
at the bottom?
10
Do we
feet.
know?
I will say that if you let yourself down carefully, you can get down to the bottom, like without being, without hitting a spike. The issue is more how do you get back up? But getting down to get it, you could do without hurting yourself, as long as you don't fall on top of it.
I have rope.
If you set up the rope, that's going to take an action. You can let yourself down without hurting yourself as a movement without using the rope. But getting back up is going to be an issue. If you want to set up the rope, that's going to take an action to do.
We need the amulet. I'm going to climb down.
Okay. You go down there, and it's along with a lot of unfortunate bits of things. You don't know what's down on the spikes. You do find the amulet gleaming away, and you're able to put it on. But climbing back out, actually, let me see if you can do that. I might even try to let you do this because it's only the 10 feet down. Let me see.
There might be divots and things where the vampire climbed out.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. There are little pieces, but not enough that you could get your hands into. However, you'll be happy to know that athletics will help you here to get out, Brian. So I'll let you make an athletics check to get back out.
Okay. 22.
Oh yeah, with no problem. Yep. You're right back up. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, when I climb out then, can I climb out on the side
with Waves and
pit?
Morthwill?
the side of the pit where I can potentially see. I've just thrown myself in the pit again, where I can potentially see the creatures.
You can't end up in that space. You're going to have to end up either on this side of the pit or on this side of the pit, or theoretically on the side of the pit with green, but you can't be in the space where the statue is, I'm afraid.
All right, I'm gonna try and climb out, and so I've got line of sight.
As soon as this thing moves, like, right, if you can destroy it, you mean, like, then you have line of sight. Like, the minute it goes down, you would have line of sight on those things, for sure.
Okay.
Okay. Morthwill, it's time for what we like to call a death save.
He's got advantage.
You do have advantage on it. Yes, indeed.
Good. Oh, no.
Oh.
I'll take the 6.
Yeah, let's take the 6. 1 death failure. Have you had any... is this the first time you've been rolling for this? In this
for Morthwill, yes. I think Silver only had 1 or 2 in Storm King's Thunder as well.
Wow. All right. 1
I've been very
failure so
fortunate.
far. Yeah. Woo. Okay, Morthwill, you continue to use your actions to bleed out. Kareen, that's going to lead us to you. Your companions are in some trouble. The statue's very damaged.
This is amazing. So what I've just seen is that Brian threw the amulet into the hole and then jumped into the hole,
Yep.
picked up the amulet and climbed back
I
out
mean, in
again.
fairness, Brian bounced it off of the statue. I mean, like, so there's that.
Yeah, okay.
Dink!
You
know.
Cool. Green is not built in any way as like an offensive like DPS character, and so there's really not much he could do. So I guess he will heal himself.
Okay.
With
Certainly reasonable.
a cure wounds at 2nd level, so that's 2d8 plus 7.
Okay. And you're a
6.
beacon of hope, so you get maximum,
Yeah.
right? All right.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
you're
just
hale
hit
and hearty. You're all
Yeah.
everything's fine. Back to
Yeah.
normal, no problems. Are you trying to move anywhere, Green, or are you staying where you are?
Can I? Oh, I don't know. Can I wave my stick, my brush?
My hand? I was like, your
at it?
shell? Okay.
Yeah. Wave my brush, but like, hey, can you? I was gonna do the wrong voice there, Weddle voice.
As a callback.
Can you tell me about your skincare routine? Yeah. How are you so clean? And he thinks this is like the best way to get the attention of anyone ever. to
It's
ask
about
their clean skin.
moisturizing. Yeah, okay. All right. Good stuff, Green. Brings us up to the top of the round. Waves, you are up. You've got a several undead creatures there, but you've also got an extremely damaged statue in front of you, which may be the biggest threat.
Yeah, it's taller than the others, so it's definitely the biggest threat here. And I can't really do anything for Morthwill because I'm the offensive build.
I mean, the one thing you could do is stabilize him from bleeding out, but if you do that, you're going to attract an attack of opportunity because you're doing it in front of a big statue. So there's not a lot of great options.
Let's try to get rid of that statue first, maybe.
Okay.
So I'm gonna attack the statue again.
Okay.
Click. Attack 124.
Hit, for sure.
And does 14 damage.
Wow. Okay. It looks very damaged now.
Yeah, the question is, do I push it back or not? Because only one of my attacks can push back. So it would fall into the pit and get more damage. And I would have, and the line of sight would be free for a moment.
True.
But there's the whole legendary action thing. It would just climb out again. I'm gonna try to hit it again.
Okay.
There we go. 17.
17 will hit.
And 11 damage.
You hit it, and just a shower of jade falls all around, which means that suddenly Brian is able to see two creatures that are standing over a prone and looking very bad, I shouldn't say not badly, Morthwill, who is on the ground. The minute they see you, these creatures stop moving and just sort of stare at you. I am not going to pull us out of initiative yet, though, because they may not be the only ones that are, dealing with creatures at the moment. Also, because Morthwill has still technically got death saves. All right, so good job, Waves. What do you want to do from here? You destroyed it, so do you want to move anywhere? You can't also heal him on this turn, so.
I can, what?
You can't also heal him, but you can move.
Yeah. I'm gonna step forward because I'm afraid the undead might try to eat him. So I'm just gonna step here or even stand over Morthwill if I can because you never know with those things, So.
Okay. Thus blocking the line of sight. No, just kidding. Okay. So the creature's like, but it doesn't attack you. Okay. It just stands there, in fact. And the other one is not going to do anything because it's not its turn yet. Okay, so that leads us to Silvo. Silvo, which is still invisible. So you're hasted, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're, and I assume you're looking left and right. How do you want to move? Like where do you want to move?
I want to move to here. My
Okay.
assumption is I will then see green, and then I want to move to here.
Stop. When you move there. Oh, wait, you disabled this. Ah, shoot. It was about to do something really funny. That's too bad. That would have been great. Okay. All right, so you do move there. You see a big pit in front of you. You see a pile of jade on the ground. You see a currently prone Morthwill and Waves standing over him, and Brian on the right side of the pit from your angle.
I didn't kill him.
Yeah, holding a sword like this.
I'm just invisible, and all green here is. What did I miss?
No.
Oh yeah, I'm not quite sure how to turn this off. I just touch green on the shoulder. I'm just here.
Oh, hello, Silvo.
Hello. Did we win?
Are you in my mind?
No, I'm actually physically here, and I poke you
went
slightly harder.
Inside your mind, so I thought you were now coming inside my mind.
No, but we should definitely talk about that at some point. Just to make sure you're okay.
That's about as long as a conversation as I can allow on an initiative turn.
Oh, sorry.
So it's okay. So you move there. What are you doing, Silvo? Do you see that and without slackening your speed, leap the pit or try to? Or do you just stop?
I'm just standing here. So I've turned the corner. I found Green, who probably looks a bit worse for wear. I found you. You are in front of a giant pit. Brian is on one side. I can probably see Waves standing over something over the other side.
Yep.
And lots of jade pieces.
Yes.
Like a shower, like an absolute shower of jade pieces.
Shower
so
of
as far
jade.
as I'm aware, there's just two things potentially following me, but I think I gave them the slip, and we're all just chilling.
That leads us then to Brian. Brian, it is your turn. You can see Morthwill in big trouble and Waves standing there. You do, however, have line of sight now on the creatures, so they're not moving because they're looking at you.
Okay, I want to send the creatures back to the door, both of them.
Okay, this door back here?
This where they were, yeah.
Okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
And then, do I have enough movement to get to Morthwill and stabilize him?
Yeah, to get to him, yes. To stabilize him, you have to make a medicine check, which you can do.
Well, I will do that then, please.
Okay, so go ahead and move yourself next to, and then just go ahead and make the medicine check. And let's see. Fair bit writing on this, actually.
I'm not very wise. You can probably tell that.
No, that's okay. You did, just
11?
11 is enough. Yes. You stabilize him, and we are officially out of combat. That was interesting experience. As you look around, having sort of taken stock of everything, Brian, you look over and you look at the sort of piles of treasure there on the ground, and you notice something a little odd about them, but they're still there.
Oh no!
Can I have a
Gold
look?
painted
I'm not
wood.
touching. Can I have a look to see if
Chocolate.
I can?
So you know that sound of something hitting wood, thunk thunk, as opposed to ting ting. You think that all of these coins are, and you can see some of the paint flecks off. It looks like wooden coins that are painted gold, iron rings painted silver, and some bits of worthless colored glass.
They doesn't look real. It was an illusion.
There is still the closed strongbox, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of. I can't see Silvo at all. I'm just going to kind of take stock and say, "Oh, geez, sorry. I just saw some shiny things and tried to pick them up. I tried to use my sword."
Morthel just sits up, bolt upright, just goes. Shield toad just goes off out of pure reflex.
Well, actually, how are you getting? Because you're still technically below. You're stabilized, Morthwill, but you're not up.
Okay.
You're not up yet. So
sorry.
someone else
Never
would
mind.
need to actually heal you to do that. Which
Okay.
We're out of initiative.
you were out of
now.
initiative, so you could make your way around the pit if you wanted, Green.
Yeah, Green's gonna head over and still has shield of the blessed big beacon
Beacon of Hope thing?
active. Yeah, so we'll do a 3rd level cure wounds on Mr. Saber. That's 3d8 plus 8 max. I'm not very good at maths. What's
32.
4 8s? 32 health.
32.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Thank
now you can.
Green.
Now you
Okay,
can
yeah.
do the. You know.
Yeah, everyone around me gets 6 temp HP. All right. I'm not making fun of Silvo for that happening ever again. That was deeply unpleasant.
You just hear, yeah, it's not very nice, is it? From nowhere.
Where the hell were you?
I would probably say, considering invisibility only lasts a minute, it probably just about wears off now.
Okay. So you emerge.
And like, vroom. Oh, that's how I turn it off. Oh, okay. Hi. Are we winning?
It's been better, but we're still
You
here.
guys lower off.
I nearly got melted. It turns out not only do people want to eat me, but liquids.
That sounds horrific. And Silver's probably going to just slowly edge his way around this. He's like, I'm going to ignore whatever that is just right now. Where did all these gems come from? Do I want to know?
That was a big vampire statue. Question of, am
Hit
I
me.
still feeling the effects of the vampiric bite?
No, it begins to disappear at this point. In fact, you and Morthwill both have that dissipate, which was not a pleasant experience.
Excellent.
I had like sandpaper under my skin.
But on the plus side, Silvo, I've got an amulet that controls creatures. So
Yeah.
that's fun.
Speaking of creatures, there's a couple behind us. Did you just leave those for me, or?
No, we can control them with the amulet.
Oh, okay.
But only when I can see them.
Using them to disarm the traps.
There's a lot of traps down here. Just watch where you're walking.
Right-o.
How big are the chunks of
enough.
statue?
Say again.
How big are the chunks of statue?
There's some decent-sized chunks and some small powdery parts as well.
Some chunks that are sizable that would fit in a bag of holding, say?
Probably.
Because, well, you know, I've been around. Jade's worth a few bob.
Very unrefined, Jade, but yes. Absolutely.
Jade is Jade.
Jade.
Money is money. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up a small handful of unrefined, just little hand
Can do that.
pieces, just
Sure.
in my pocket.
And just as a note, by the way, there is a door behind, or apparently a door behind these two creatures, and there is the strong box over here.
I'd like to investigate the strong box, but I'm not touching it.
Okay.
So what's the deal with those coins anyway?
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me, Brian. I know you're not touching it.
16.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that this thing is not only locked, but quite probably trapped. You think it would need to be disarmed by someone who's good at doing those sorts of things.
Okay, I'm not touching this. Last time I touched treasure, I made a big vampire statue angry, and I think this one's trapped as well.
Okay.
Cool. Well, I found some bottles and some bits of paper with spells on, so I don't know if any of this is useful. And I show him the vials of the 6 vials and the 2 spell scrolls.
Okay.
Like, I was left unattended. I mean, in my defense, I was unsupervised.
Yeah, we did question the wisdom of that, but I guess it all worked out.
Hey, we are net gain on vials and scrolls, my friend. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone's alive.
I would like to slowly go through the room, just be like looking for traps and also checking the days that the statue was on. Like maybe there is some hint that there is a trapdoor below it leading us to the real riches.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Make an investigation check for me, Waves.
Okay. That makes me hopeful. Please don't disappoint. Oh no, investigation is intelligence. Why? Wait, I clicked on it, but... Oh wait, there's the zoom is in front of it. One moment, there. 19!
Yeah.
With a
Very
zero.
As you make your way through, you don't think you find anything obviously trapped. You do notice that all of the treasure with the coins, they're all wood and iron and useless bits of glass. The dais doesn't seem to be very easily moved from the floor, if it can be moved at all. You don't think.
Could have been like scratch marks or something around it or something.
You don't think so?
Like that. Okay.
At this point, Morthwin looks very hesitant to leave Brian's side. Something about an amulet, perhaps.
Yeah, Silva was giving side eyes to the 2 mysterious creatures in the room, considering one of them just tried to kill him in the other room. But, can you have a look at this lockbox?
Sure.
Like, I assume somebody who investigated it first maybe said it looked locked and trapped.
It was me. I mean, I can almost guarantee you it's trapped. If I had only paid that much attention to the previous treasure, then maybe we wouldn't have been in the situation we were in.
Can I have a look at it, the floor it's on, the wall behind it, and the ceiling above it, to see if there's anything like rocks that might fall on us or spikes that might come out of the floor? Like, what sort of trap would they dealing
Make a
with?
perception check for me, please.
And
actually, Waves,
Wait,
make a perception. Waves, I need you to make a perception check too. Actually.
Okay, I like that. I'm better at that.
Where was mine?
Oh, critical
9.
fail.
Just nothing unusual except that the box, if you're going to try to, you'd have to use your thieves' tools if you wanted to disarm the trap that Brian suggests is on there.
Okay.
Or
I'm
we could
not
get
doing
one
it.
of the creatures to open it.
Did you say it was locked?
It is locked.
Oh, it is locked. I mean, I'm down with that. That's absolutely fine by me.
I'm not opening it. It will
Wait, why are you all
probably
moving so
try
far
to
away? What's
eat
happened?
me. Good
I'm not
luck.
getting out of sight of that amulet, I don't think.
It's dangerous.
I don't have any thieves' tools. I'm happy to give it a go, but I don't have the wherewithal to do it.
If you think it's trapped, I'm not going near it. Like, there's a big spike pit over there, and a giant pile of shiny glass tried to kill you, apparently. I
is
wouldn't
true.
touch it.
So,
Oh, wait. Green. Let me just check what spell slots I have left. Can green summon their spiritual weapon, which has a 60-foot range, and just use it to whack the chest.
The chest, it's going to take a
50 feet
long
away.
time, and it might destroy whatever's inside it. Any
Do we know
Neverwinter
if there
Nights
is
fans in
anything
the group
inside
will
it?
know that feeling.
Like, does Silvo?
But it's a
see
good point.
these
You don't know.
coins?
Yeah.
Like, I assume Silvo sees these coins, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if these are made of wood, what's to say that's not just, I don't know, empty?
the wooden coins didn't always look wooden. It was part of the trap. I might have touched a coin, and it might have aggravated a big vampire statue. But
I vote we do not touch this box.
I agree.
That's just
Well-
what we were looking for in it. Ay.
Also, is there anywhere else? Sorry, just thinking about this. Is there anywhere else in this place you've not been? Because if
there's
you've
quite
got
a few places we haven't been.
Silvo looks at the coins on the floor. Are they about here?
There's many of them all around the room, the edges of the room.
All around the room. Why would you put real treasure of any kind in any visible area where you would not want to trap people? Like, if this is a trapped room, why would you keep anything valuable in it?
Well, what we're doing is looking for whatever Asmodeus had hidden down here. His secrets are down here somewhere. Somewhere down here, we believe there are the secrets of how and why he's summoning a skeleton army.
We were trying to find some actual proof and evidence rather than going back and giving the council yet another. Well, we were told this by this person, so.
So there's some rooms you've not been in. It might be in one of those.
There were also some ballistas in a couple of them.
Yeah, I saw something. Something had taken some chunks out of a door, and what looked like something big and skeletal was in a corridor somewhere that had passed over a pit. That looked gnarly.
And a floor did literally try to eat green at one point.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very well-made dungeon. I mean, as much as it's nearly murdered me just now, and green nearly murdered green earlier. It's I gotta respect the craftsmanship.
You do sound taken with it. I'm not gonna lie. Can Silvo have a look around this wall for any secret doors, like panels or anything like that, or is this just alcoves with treasure in?
You could do that. Just that wall.
Well, that wall to begin with, and then this wall.
Okay, go ahead and
this
make.
wall not touching the box.
Let me have you make an investigation check then, and that'll maybe close us out for the evening.
I say Morth would like to give it an investigation since he's
Same.
very
20.
quite good at that.
Okay. Go ahead as well, Morthwell.
Yeah, I'm going to check just to see if we can establish more the nature of the trap. At least we know what we're dealing with. 25.
You think that what you think it's some kind of thing that's related to the lock, maybe like a needle or something of that sort. Silvo, when you get to this wall, you hear you sort of do a ding ding ding. Sounds exactly.
I think I may have found something. I'm going to push on the wall.
When you push on the wall,
it explodes.
A passageway.
A ballista.
a ballista, yeah. A passageway opens.
Ooh.
Leading to a door to the south, a door to the east, and Morthwell, you heard what I said about the strongbox.
Yeah, so I'll relay that to the party. It's like, yeah, it's the lock itself that's the trap. Perhaps some sort of mechanism.
He's a sneaky bugger, that Osmandius. But if I were him, and unfortunately I might think like him sometimes, or along the same lines, if I were going to have a worthless room, I'd have somewhere leading quite important from that worthless room. Because if you come in and think to yourself, this is all worthless, this is rubbish, you then just leave this room and probably get eaten by a trap or a floor tile or a big
statue,
gem monster, you know? But you hide it in plain sight.
I pat Silver on the shoulder appreciatively and say,
Beautiful.
Oh, thanks, mate.
That sounds like an excellent plan, Silvo. We could always make our Spectre and Grey friend go first, just in case there's a trap behind the secret wall.
Excellent idea. He takes 2 very big steps back.
Yes, sometimes they do get a bit literal and trample you.
Yeah, so I'm going to direct first the Grey dude and then the Spectre to go down this corridor.
Okay. Where are they going? They get to so they're at this door now. They have this door. There's the other door to the south.
What do you reckon, guys? South
Both.
or east?
Wait, let me get a dice. Let's go with east.
Okay. Are they opening the door?
We're all stepped back, haven't we?
There's
Just
a
in
corridor
case there's a big
entrance.
ballista
This is so
that's
paranoid.
behind
I see
this
you
one.
guys part from the doorway. I'm just like, oh, okay.
All right, now I'm going to tell him to open the door.
Okay. So, when the door opens, you see there is a large room, a large square whose ceiling is held up by 2 massive gray granite pillars. And I'd have to have you go at least into the passageway, by the way, so you can see this. Like, just here. I'm not setting you up for a trap, I promise. Just so that you can actually see down the hallway. The walls, floor, and ceiling are made of what looks like, from this distance, shiny black iron. And there are several bags and chests and urns which lie scattered about. You notice a shimmer in the air like heat rising from a fire. Suddenly, the shimmering passes between you and one of the pillars, and you see 2 humanoid forms made of the same iron as the walls stand and face the door. They stare at the door, while on the other side, and stay on the other door. And looking at this room, we are going to bring our session to a close. But listen, everyone made it.
Monster kill.
It's just fine. Listen, I heard one of you at least was talking about dungeon crawling, and that's what we've got going on.
Feels like a hell of a dungeon crawl.
What an entertaining! I mean, that was seriously like a very entertaining fight though for me, because it was fun to watch the sort of there's line of sight, there's not line of sight, like voice saver, like Worthwell goes to the other side, you're like great, and then you hear. And you're like, God damn it.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
it's
so
like-
used to just standing there not doing anything. I wasn't even registering them as a threat.
Yep, no line of sight right there. Yeah, that statue was obviously quite nasty, but at least I think there had been a lot of, I think you had the right idea, Inanda, with Brian trying to get to sort of like, just like wail away. And you did a lot of damage in that first combat round against it too. It was pretty powerful. And picking up the one, listen, every so often it's nice to poke the obvious treasure, it's sometimes it just feels that way. But it was good stuff from the whole crew, and it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this exploration goes after having taken it on the chin repeatedly. So with that said, as Bruce has just returned, I will start with Bruce. Bruce, good work out of Green. I was really having fun watching Green's sort of reaction to things. And also, obviously, some very clutch heals. That was really important as well. And that Beacon of Hope, which became very valuable on multiple occasions because you were getting that max heal in each case. And also a very clean Jade statue that you all had to obliterate in the end. How'd you feel about today? Where will the fine folks find you next?
Yeah, Green's definitely continuing to have this ongoing thought of like, are we the bad guys? Just because, witnessed the killing last time and now we're destroying perfectly clean jade statues. Just seems completely wrong. But he's in this now and he's gonna see if he can find some peace by the end of it. And yeah. Oh dear, poor Green. But he's glad that he hasn't, fallen into any baths of acid or been crushed by any rocks this time. It's great so far.
Very positive thing for those reasons.
Yeah. And where you'll find me next is on this very stream because I am a by the dice roll exclusive.
Exclusive. Thank you, Bruce. Good stuff tonight. And on a great stuff from Brian. Again, it was great to see Brian, touch the stove just to see. I appreciated that. And I also loved the idea. It was such a great idea to throw the amulet. It just was sort of a funny image of you throwing it and being like, doink, and like, God, climbing down, picking it up. That didn't work. Climbing back out of the thing, and Green just sort of going, why would you do that? It was very funny, even though I know exactly what you were trying to do. Also, low-key really appreciated the when you were talking about the treasure, and at one point you're like, in fairness, like someone else brought up the treasure, you're like, it wasn't always wooden coins. There was a time in its past when it was a good, meaningful coin, and that time was not now. The pirate came to the surface. How did you, and you did do a lot of damage to it as redemption for your attempt to get the treasure. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
It was a lot of fun, although squeaky bum time on a few occasions.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I genuinely at one point thought, oh my God, I've killed everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that didn't happen. But yeah, lots of fun. Looking forward to seeing where the rest of the dungeon goes. I'm happy now that we're all the parties together for the next part of the dungeon as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really looking forward to it. People will find me in the meantime over on my own channel. I am streaming Stray Gods at the moment, which is a fantastic game. Got a brilliant voice acting cast. And yeah, it's quite a short game, so I think I'm going to finish it either tomorrow or Friday. But yeah, looking forward to the next session already.
Very cool stuff. Thank you, Nana. Good work today. Yeah, Mike, it was interesting to see Silvo off on his own, talking to Odium, knocking out guys again, looking through library books, just kind of like having your own like pleasant time at the library, basically, while everyone else is, fighting for their lives down below. It was a good thing that Thunder Wave went off, or you might have spent the rest of the combat looking through books and being like, what happened to everybody?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I actually wondered too, if you had not cast invisibility, I was like, that's going to be an interesting experience when the not affected by medallion undead creatures are like, but fortunately you cast visibility and then you were out of the room. So it worked out in the end. And yeah, I'll be curious to see how Silvo addresses this now that he's back with the rest of the party. How'd you feel about everything? Where will the fine folks see you next?
I always love these sessions. I've got to admit, and I've got to be honest, I feel a bit more energetic now that we're doing it a bit earlier as well. So I think I can bring a bit more sort of energy to Silvo. But yeah, he's getting the hang of things now. I've got to be honest with you. And like I said, he knows how to cast invisibility, but he's not quite sure how to turn it off. So now he's just sort of figuring out what works and what doesn't, if that makes sense. But if you want to catch myself, you can catch me on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. BST now, because we're in summer. Even though, it does feel like it's spring/summer now. I'm continuing my very first playthrough of Monkey Island 2, and I've just gotten through possibly the worst puzzle ever invented in any point-and-click game ever. Which is the spitting puzzle, if anybody knows that one. I hate it, and it can get in the bin, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the game now.
This is your first time playing Monkey Island 2?
Yeah. And before my first time playing Monkey Island 1, there's loads of games I keep mentioning on stream, and people say, how have you never played this? So I decided to start a series called How Have I Never Played X?
I'm totally into that. And I mean, Arf had to wait a long time for me to watch Lord of the Rings, so I should be quiet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was glad you finally reached that level, though. Got to that stage. Thanks, Mike. Good stuff today. Always a pleasure. Also, always a pleasure to have Dark Saber with us. And yes, Saber, you too understood I know it was true. Celsig did have those moments where it was very close, but it's been a while. And this was not the great. I mean, your rest of your party was not right at death's door, but just the tactical situation was not great. And so it was a little bit like, what happens now with that stage? Because you got stabilized before you had to make the all ever dangerous death saving throw that if you crit fail it leads to deaths, 2 failures, and then that's it. So it's a little scary. But you came out the other side and it was all fine. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
I think I said last session in chat is like, a lot of D&D players think they want a classic dungeon experience. No, you don't.
Not when you get one. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it was when we set foot in here in the traps, so it's like, oh boy. Especially with the last session with the ballista and just a skeleton bone cloud coming out after we sent him in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that statue was scary. That was one of the scariest things I think we fought. Probably up there with the worm that tried to eat Celsig that time in Storm King's Thunder. If you remember that one.
Yep.
So yeah, especially with that nasty bite attack, and then obviously when I went down, I was like, oh god, I can't even use a bonus action to keep firing off Shield Toad for everyone else. It's like it's there, but it can't do anything.
Yep. And it was just, and then it kept being like necrotic damage, like everyone that was cursed by its bite or whatever. So
yeah. And like non-registering the undead as threats because I just gotten used to them being there and Brian having them under control, and it was like, oh no,
because you had this thing where you turn around, you're like, why are they coming to? Oh god.
And no, we're not necessarily out of the woods or out of the dungeon yet. Looking at this new room that's appeared, but a good one on Silver for finding that. Because it's like, at this point, looking for secret rooms is the last thing on my mind. It's just like, oh god, let's get through this. Try and find something worth going. Okay, I'm good. We can go now.
Yeah, we found something. Let's go. Yeah.
This bit of paper that says I did it all. That's fine.
You get an achievement. Yay!
Good enough. Let's go. Yeah, great to be back. Definitely looking forward to the next one. But myself, I'll be back here tomorrow on the GOG.com Twitch channel. Going to be doing some Scald against the Black Priory for some
great
new
stuff.
Old school style dungeony.
Yep.
RPG goodness. Do quite like that game.
Yep.
And I'll be back on my own channel, probably carrying on my playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which you've come by for a bit of.
So good.
At the moment, I'm getting a bit frustrated with the side content, but I can't ignore it either. It's just like, I've got to tick all the boxes.
Did you go to Cosmo Canyon yet? Did you get the music?
Yeah, I kind of rushed there, and now I've gone back for all the stuff that I kind of rushed past, finding weapons, going, boy, this would have been useful if I hadn't rushed ahead with the story.
Did you go to the top where the did you see the...
Not quite yet.
Oh, okay, I won't say anything. It's amazing. Awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. Thank you, Saber. Great stuff tonight. Thank you again for Moobot and Dashboard. And yeah, so much love for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's great. Great stuff tonight. And yeah, Morthwill's here. Morthwill's alive. That's what matters. Finally, last but certainly not least, Pyron, great stuff again with waves. The Misty Step thing followed by the push into the pit was a good idea, even though it was able to use its movement to jump out of the pit again. Every time it did it, you were doing more damage to it, and that became really important because that was not a great tactical situation, but it was one that if you could just destroy it, then all of it sort of like smooths out because then it's within Brian has line of sight and blah blah blah. So you were, I think, doing the absolute right thing to get to that stage. It was just, I was cracking up at the idea of you flanking it as you're like reaching around the corner. I'm like, that's not how that works. But still, Waves did some very important things in that fight, and and I'm going to be interested to see how Waves feels about this the rest of this dungeon. How'd you feel about today? Where will the fine folks find you next?
I still love dungeon crawling. This is not putting me off in any way. So yeah, just like pushing something back and then saying back into the pit with you. I never had that opportunity before, so I really appreciated that. That was really nice.
This is Sparta.
And, and so that was good. So yeah, I like it, but my character also came away unscathed completely. It just cost me divine action and the spell slot so far. I don't know when the wonderful people will see me next. there might be something happening towards the end of the month that will make me stream, but we'll see about that. I can't say too much. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. And if not, then next time all of us meet. When will the six of us be together again? What is it? How did the witches say?
Yeah, that's right. When will we three? Oh God, you know how long it's been since I
When will
taught
we
Macbeth.
three meet again through thunder?
When will we?
Pouring rain?
Yeah.
In pouring rain. Yep. It's been so long since I taught Macbeth. But yes, I am excited for it. And good stuff from everybody. Chat, can we get some love for the amazing By the Dice Roll crew of Pyron J, Darksaber 2K, Wholesome Horror Gaming, Inanda, and Undeveloped Bruce. Thank you, everybody. And I will see you folks later on. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That is going to do it for us. And I did see what you were saying, by the way, Imaginary, and it is a fair point. The idea that maybe there was some, like maybe they were just like board game tokens, and so they could have been worth a whole lot. Who knows? I really enjoyed though the experience of watching everybody sort of go through that, and the sort of the sequence of them being like, oh wait, oh God, was very, very funny to me. Because I thought that they had a shot they were probably going to survive it, but it was going to be a little bit and then the paranoia afterwards. Oh man, the paranoia is the best, where they're just kind of like, I send everything. I back up. I look. I go to the side. It was very, very funny. So, but I've got to rise up on out of here, chat, because I have stuff that I have to do this evening. I will be back on my own channel on Thursday when I will be playing more Expeditions Rome. Very excited for that. And then Friday, I will be at Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut at 4 p.m. Eastern for the wrap up of my Hearthglow podcast, actual play podcast, which is set in my Forbidden Library universe, with part 3 of my Forbidden Library campaign called Beyond the Forbidden Library. And so if you want to see some of that, and you want to see Carlos Hernandez, Sia Sikuni, Adam Petrosino, who is a Sacred Heart University student, and Zach Clay, you can go there and you can find us from 4 to 8 p.m. Eastern. It will be live and in person. It is free to go to that, and it is free to park there and all that kind of good stuff. So if you click on, if you go to my Blue Sky profile, you will see that I have it pinned there, and you can go and find out all the details about how to get to this place. It'll be very, very cool. But otherwise, I believe the next person up is going to be Kilgore. That wasn't it. Kilgore, which is Tomb Raider, playing some Tomb Raider Remastered in about 4.5 hours. So if you like what you saw and heard, please follow us here on GogCom's Twitch channel. Please consider subscribing to us here on GogCom's Twitch channel. And please click through to our individual channels where we have our own subsystems and Patreons and stuff like that. That, however, is going to do it for me for tonight. Thank all of you lovely folks for being here. I will see you either on my channel on Thursday or live on Friday or back here next Tuesday for Pen and Pixels, when we'll be back to the normal 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time playing more Neverwinter Nights Doom of Icewind Dale. Until then, everyone, please be good to each other, and don't touch any mysterious golden coins, at least if there are any green jade statues nearby. Until I see you next time, everyone be good to each other. Bye for now.